Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons at Here Be Dragons, where we play Dungeons and Dragons live here on Twitch.
Well, just because you look like a DM doesn't mean you're the actual DM. Hi, my name's Jared Sarton. I am the Dungeon Master, and this wannabe over here is Lindsay. We do have another Jared, our dinosaur Jared, and then we have some mixed up Lauren and Nathan.
I'm Garth Underfoot.
I want to hit things.
Yeah, all right. If you guys need to at break switch, we have Garth apparently is in the wrong seat, but we'll figure that out later. Yeah, players, I think you guys were talking about some of our sponsors before we get into our spooky episode.
Yeah, we were. Critical Treasures, critically cool. She makes literally everything nerdy ever. Dice bags, dice trays, advent calendars, get in the holiday spirit. Super cool stuff. Check them out. Love her things.
We also have Blacksmith Craft Dice. They roll just what you need, okay? I believe Mr. Hoy was talking earlier. He was rolling his Blacksmith Craft Dice. They didn't roll under a 15. Yeah. Yeah, they're powered. Or as he called, what'd you call it?
Magic?
Black
Magic Smith Dice, maybe?
Black Magic.
It's been a long day.
He called them Black Magic Craft Dice.
That's their Halloween name, you know. I don't know if she makes body pillows, Penguin Witch Doctor, but I'm sure you could put in a request. And then our final sponsor is Caffeinated Kobold. If you are a coffee addict like I am, these are you guys. They make some really fun, nerdy blends. We've got our Tavern Blend.
It's a nice medium roast.
Raise the Dead, high caffeine for, every day.
You dungeon masters who need to stay up late.
So check them out for all of your, caffeine needs.
I like caffeine.
Just a little bit. We do have some other fun stuff. If you do like what we're doing, you have ways to support us that aren't through our sponsors. Granted, go support those guys because they're all awesome. We do have a tipping system, which allows you to influence the game. At the $5 level, we have some scrolls here that you can draw, or that will draw, and it'll apply a random effect to the game. Something not too crazy. It is called mild magic. We then, at the $10 level, do have a, a reroll for somebody. And then at the $20 level, I don't know these numbers, they're below in our chat. At the $20-something level, we do have a friend or foe approaching, so a challenger approaches. Last week we had a nice little war that had happened because there were a few challengers that approached at the same time.
Challengers approached all at once.
Yes. And as you can see below, Sarah BC1 is currently our hype boss. And if you hop in and follow, sub, resub, use your Amazon Gaming Prime, whatever they're calling that service now, use that. It does affect the health bar of whoever that person is. And if you become the new hype boss, you get to assign a free nat 20, not just a reroll, a roll that gets to be considered a nat 20 immediately to anyone on screen, including the DM. The dinosaur. Dinosaur wants it. So if you want to help the dinosaur out.
And Astro, right?
And speaking of which, I think we need to shout out that Shadow Reels has subscribed for 12 months.
That's a year.
That's 1 year.
That's like every month we've been on.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then we also do have Willow who resubscribed
Yeah,
as well
Willow!
for their second month.
What?
Yep. So thank you for kicking that off and subscribing. Any of the follows and shares and whatnot will affect that person, but you got a long way to go. Sarah BC1's got a high health bar. So thank you for your support, and we continue to hopefully kill off player characters as fast as you want them killed.
Sorry, what was that?
What?
You're gonna kill Nathan?
No one was killed. Right, guys?
He's been telling me all day, but
I just got here, guys.
We're too pretty.
Too early
Well.
to kill me.
Well, at least you were just hearing it. He's been telling me all day that Pilar is going to die.
He did kill me last Halloween on our spooky episode. I did die, so.
Yeah, we have
Precedent.
fortunately had 2 Saturday episodes of Spooky Seasons, and tonight we're back in spooky season. Any other announcements? Anything else we want to talk about before, I guess, shit hits the fan?
Wow.
Well, if that's how we're gonna talk about it.
I can talk about something else.
Yeah, let's just.
I can
let's
show
just keep
doggo
talking.
costumes. Do we need to see the doggo costumes?
Wait,
Yes. Wait, real
Okay.
quick. And if you're wearing a costume right now, everyone,
Put
throw
it
it
in
the
chat.
Throw it in the chat. I want to know what
Doggo
you're wearing.
number 1.
Cute.
referee.
Let me grab the other one.
Referee.
Come here.
Yeah, hop on Discord, and that's where you can share all of the fun.
Come here.
Yeah, Shadow Reels, I think, has already shared her costume.
Oh, yeah?
Sorry, I had to wake this
Discord.
one up and adjust.
And the
An
puppy
adjustment.
is a little baby Boba Fett.
Boba Fett where?
Boba Fett.
And she's
So.
like already dead.
A half asleep Boba Fett. So,
I had to wake her up and drag her across the floor.
You're on a day off. That's amazing, Willow.
Let's be honest. Half asleep Boba Fett still does more than the Boba Fett did in the series. So
Yeah, I mean,
Can you
Shots
tell
fired.
if Boba Fett's half asleep?
true. He's got a visor on.
if we keep talking about Star Wars, he can't kill us, guys.
Yep.
well,
I haven't watched the new Mandalorian episode yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. We just
It's
need
real
to-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the more we vamp, the more vamps will show up in.
Oh no.
What?
Okay, fine, let's play.
Oh, I'm prepared for those.
I'm prepared. Yeah, we are.
Wait, can I play Bigsby instead? Because he's got a sharp wooden stick.
Well, all right. Well, I believe last that we saw our party, you were transported into a different. Transformed. You're now werewolves.
Wait a second. Where did we leave off?
This is a werewolf episode, and you're the werewolf. No. You were transported to a nice moonlit area amongst the trees. A house stands in
Is
the
it
center.
romantic?
Did
No.
anyone think we were transported to the moon there for a
The
second?
moon.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Yes,
Moon and
Yes,
werewolves.
life bubble.
Moon and werewolves. You guys are now having a space battle.
Goodness, wait, if a werewolf went to the moon, they would always be a werewolf.
Wow. I mean, that's deep.
Well,
That-
not if it's based on the phase of the moon, because the shadow of the Earth still hits the moon.
All they gotta
But-
do is go to the sunnier side of the moon and they'll be fine.
But does the
That's the
moon
side
have to
seat.
be in the sky casting light on them?
But the moon is always there. Like if the
Yeah,
moon
but
is-
it wouldn't be like
I'm just hitting this plus button next
they
to the
would be. It would
vampires.
be
to
based
add
on the Earth, maybe.
5,
Okay, fine.
But the moonlight is
7,
just reflected sunlight.
8,
Yeah, that's true.
9.
Guys, go to Discord and tell us if a werewolf was on the moon, would they always be a werewolf?
Topic
We'll
of
make
the
it
day.
a poll later. We'll
Topic
make it a
of the
poll.
day.
We'll make it a poll.
Well, you're not
Nathan
on the
will
moon.
draw the answer.
And Nathan will draw the answer.
Give
You're
it
not
in
on the moon.
cinematic, dramatic detail.
All right, Matt, let's go. In this moonlit area, this clearing, a home stands. No doors and no windows, from at least your angle. A chimney on the roof does have some smoke billowing out of it, and the man who transported you there walks just ahead. I'm sure you weren't expecting me so soon, but spooky season does come around quite often. And this year, we have a bit of trouble. That trouble is this book here, and he holds the book back out that he had just shown you a few minutes prior. And it's a very ethereal book that you'd seen in the past. But this one has dark, black, heavy smoke rolling out from all edges. And as you see him crack the book just a little bit, smoke billows out so quickly and heavily that it engulfs the area and runs at your feet. He closes it quickly and looks around and says, "This book is not under its owner's control any longer. It is taken. And I enlist your help as you know about the library, and I can't trust anyone else to solve this." He continues to walk forward and grasps the book quite tightly and walks up and knocks on the wall of the home, and a door just appears. Fully. Perfect. And a door appears on the wall. A large oak door that swings open with that creak. And inside, a dark, dusty foyer. He stands at the door and shudders a bit and looks at you and says, "Well, this is my library. These forces have weakened me as I enter. I may not be of much help. So, enter with caution, and I'm sure you know what to do."
I love a good mystery. I'm so excited. But may we ask, whose name is on the book?
Well, this book is in disrepair, and he holds it up, and the binding is shredded, as if it's been almost ripped off the book. You see some of the strings shredded where the pages are held together, and the leather is almost non-existent. And the front of the book, very similar. The leather is ripped off of the front and really tattered, almost as if a monster or a being has shredded at it with claws and teeth.
That's not good.
No.
You haven't I guess the smoke's leaking from inside. If you open the book, maybe more of it would happen. Yes, is something in the house plaguing it?
There are some of the more dangerous books have opened themselves or have been opened, and not normally do they release the former souls, but this time they have.
The collar is inside the house.
Caller?
Is there a gentleman caller inside the house?
Well, whoever is called at this hour and in this home is attempting to make its residence amongst my books.
One last question for me for the next at least 30 seconds. The books that I left with you,
Yes.
are they still safe?
They make their way through the library from time to time. I do see them in passing.
Oh, good. Okay, because those could end the world also, you know. So I did want those to go. That would have been really bad. But of course, if there's something in here that is plaguing the books, they could become hurt themselves quite. So. Oh, I don't think we've introduced you to our new compatriot here quite yet. Would you like to do the honors, good sir?
Thadric, I've read your book, sir.
Wow!
I didn't even write one.
Well, you don't have to. This is the Library of Souls, where your books are written with every step that you take, every breath that you take, and every moment of your life is written down. And it may end abruptly in a few chapters, but yours has been quite an interesting read.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
are there any baddies in the basement this time?
Well, this is my larger home. It doesn't have a basement here, but it does have multiple levels. You'll see as you step inside, the staircase spirals many, many floors tall.
Is my brain safe?
Well, that's up for debate.
Shh.
I
Isn't
elbow
just
her
the
down.
bottom floor the basement?
No.
So Thaddeus, in case you didn't pick up on what he was saying, every breath you make, every move you make, every bond you break, every step you take,
He'll be
I'm
watching
watching
you.
watching you. Every single day and every word you say, every game you play, every night you stay,
On every single page of these books, yes.
yeah, he'll be watching you.
Yes.
Well, life happens where you are, so write it down, I guess.
All right, look, these books are in danger. And if I love anything as much as I love you,
There's a chant to kill
if I
guy.
love anything as much as I love all of you and the people in this world, it is books. This is a war I am willing to wage.
As you are having your little discussion at the door, a scroll has been drawn.
Bum, bum, bum.
The Java Man, thank you for your donation, or your tip. We do have a player inspiration being assigned
Random.
to Sir Thadric.
That seems fitting.
Thadric has inspiration after that conversation, and you feel a bit more prepared for what's ahead.
I mean, I was inspired when he said life is... What did you say?
A box of
Like-
Life
chocolates.
happens where you are.
Yeah,
Right.
write it down.
Okay.
I have to do the hand thing.
Players, what is it that you wish to do?
Well, you essentially, the trouble is in the house, yes? So we just need to
Yes.
clear it out.
About, yes.
I roll my eyes, I pull out my great axe, and I walk into the house.
So we said this house was different, so I'm wondering, is it like the size of like a room and each floor is like a room, or is it like the size of the other house where there was like 4-ish rooms on the floor? And
As you look through the door, you do notice that it's a big open first floor. It's quite circular, even though the outside of the house is rectangular and square. And you see in the center of the room, a spiral staircase runs up. You see at the first floor that's about 12 or 13 feet up. It's a lot taller than a single floor. There's sort of a circular plateau of where the steps stop, and a couple little bridges go out. One to each cardinal direction, and then the stairs continue up and do the same. As you kind of peer in the door, you're able to see that it goes up 10, 15, 20 flights before you lose sight of where the top is. But as we have another tip here from the Java Man, you hear a scream in the distance. An inhuman scream. And as you hear that, and you look to all sides, you see that the forest is being slowly eaten up by this fog that is pushing you towards the house. And out of the fog busts a human that is limping, scratches across his chest and legs, his clothes torn up quite a bit, and his head is hanging down, and he's kind of limping towards you all.
Would you say he's shambling?
No, limping, not shambling.
Okay.
she's
okay.
always...
Cool.
Should we get? We're in the house, yes? Aren't we?
I'm
No,
You're-
he said we're not. He said we
You
just
were at the
see-
doorway, but I think Ari had stepped in.
I step in the house.
You step in the house?
Thad, care to join us?
Yeah. I'll step in the house, and then just behind me, I want to pop a flask that's at my hip
All right.
and draw just a line of salt across the threshold of the door. I'll look up and go, just in case.
Now, as you do that, the human comes limping to almost a run to the door, and he reaches a hand out and is like waving you down, and the librarian is standing there, jaw dropped, and he looks at the man and at the group. Is he with you? I've not transported anyone else here.
Can I roll if I know the person?
You may. The person continues to pick up their speed, and as you're squinting to see if you know who they are, they're only about 15 feet out.
18 plus, what would I add to that?
It'd be a history.
Friendship check.
It'd be your history.
History's pretty good for me, isn't it? Yes. 24.
24. As you look at the man, you do notice that his face and arms are a bit hairier than normal. And as he looks up, you see some fangs start growing out of his mouth.
Nope.
And his eyes become a little bit more slit-like, and some ears start poking up through his his hair.
Nope.
And you recognize that you haven't seen this man before, but you have seen a werewolf.
My, what big teeth you have.
It's a good thing I listened to Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band earlier. Let's close that door, shall we?
As the librarian steps inside and starts to close the door, a claw reaches in and grabs the door and pulls it open, and snarling fangs and a face of a wolf peeks around the corner. I don't think you're meaning to close me out.
Magic
wanna
I smack him on the
activate
nose
my-
and be like, no.
No!
Yeah, I thought you were gonna spray water in
The-
his face. Bad dog.
The werewolf lets out a yelp and rips the door open, and is standing there hulking in front of you guys. He has to kind of duck under the door frame. At this point, I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Remember that time I used my 18 to just see that he was a werewolf, and now I have to roll initiative?
Yep. It wasn't too long ago.
Well, that's still not bad.
Mine's bad.
I actually rolled pretty high.
Yeah, but you already got to swing once. You got to hit him on the nose.
Yeah. He knows who's the alpha.
Bite him on the
Challenger
ear.
has
He
a
knows
purpose.
who's the alpha.
Okay.
So,
Could be.
as you're rolling your initiative, let's start with Ari.
15.
15.
Me too.
What? It's probably because force Wednesdays.
Wednesday. Thadric.
3.
3. Valari.
17.
Wow.
17.
Did I have to roll
Yeah.
Astro? I did not roll Astro.
Yeah, roll Astro for me.
Do you have like a -2 to initiative?
Got a 3 plus whatever.
Perfect. As you're all preparing for battle, you hear the werewolf huff and puff and go, Java Man sent me.
Java man. Oh.
But we've been great supporters of that drink.
Valari, it is your turn first. As Java Man's werewolf comes busting in the door.
The Java Man.
The Java Man.
Wasn't anticipating this so early on.
Java Wolf.
Let us use. How close am I?
You're probably about 10 or 15 feet. You've all stepped into the door and he's burst the door back open. Yes, Gobshite. We do have caffeinated kobold. I don't see why caffeinated werewolf wouldn't be a thing.
Oh gosh,
Ooh,
that would
sounds
be horrible.
cool.
There'd be hair in my coffee, and I wouldn't like it.
It would be your hair, but whatever.
I want to do my serpent's kiss.
Okay.
So I turn and look at the werewolf, and my band tattoos, they start becoming more active and launch from my arm
Okay.
towards the werewolf.
Okay.
This is so not like
You're really taking your costume seriously this year.
I'm trying. So they launch out towards the werewolf, and the snake heads get larger, and they attack at the werewolf, and
Okay.
you have to roll a check, a save.
I have to roll save. You have to also roll to hit if it does the physical damage. On the Constitution saving throw, that is a 10. I don't think it...
No, that does not save. So the snake heads do in fact make contact with the werewolf, biting down, and they do damage. And it is 9 points of melee.
Okay, so slashing.
And,
No, piercing.
Um,
Commands. Uh-oh.
And-
Commanding check.
3 point. Well, wait. Do I have to make the? I have to roll the actual attack for the melee attack, right? And you
No,
just roll on the poison.
You rolled the
save.
melee attack, and I rolled the saving throw.
Did I roll the attack though?
Oh, go for it.
That's what I was. No, so you don't take the melee attack,
Okay.
but you do take 3 points of poison damage. Sorry. I was too focused on doing my other thing.
Okay.
I forgot
You
to do the
maxed
actual.
it out. All right. So he takes a little bit of these ethereal snake damage, but not the full. All right. Ari.
Yeah.
Wrong Ari.
I've got my great axe in hand.
I was talking to the one in the
so
chainmail.
We're gonna do magic missile.
Sorry, I was talking to the one in the chainmail. Oh.
Yes, I've got
No.
my magical staff in hand, and I would like to cast magic missile.
All right, there it is. Magic missile. You get to just roll to hit because
I do.
there it is.
All right. That will be 9.
9 points of damage.
You add +1 each of them.
I did.
You see the missiles launch out of your great axe and hit into the chest and stomach of this werewolf, and he doesn't even seem to flinch as that happens. Garth.
Yeah, well, Garth was like, sees that magic missile and is like, yes, perhaps I shall do the same thing. And then he sees the werewolf just barely flinch, and he's like, then again, maybe not. And what he will do is he will cast a mind spike.
Mind spike, all right.
And he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. Here we go.
Yeah.
That is a 16 total.
What was it?
16, 1-6.
1, 6. Well, okay, so he saved, but he still takes half damage
Okay.
off of 3d8s.
Oof. Ouch.
Let me just find my 3d8s.
They're the ones with 8 sides.
9 cut in half.
That'd be 4.
Yep.
All right. You hear a whimper as the mind spike does attempt to plant itself in the mind of this werewolf, but doesn't quite take. Anything else on your turn?
I would just like to use my turn to point out that we've got new commands, and I love it.
And you can see them all by putting exclamation point commands.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's it.
Perfect.
Oh, wait. I would like to take 30 feet. I'm a halfling. I don't get 30 feet of movement. I get 25 feet of movement backwards, please.
Backwards. Perfect. 25
Backing it
feet
up.
of movement. Backwards.
Backing it up.
All right. It is the werewolf's turn. And as Thadric was pretty close, right next to the librarian, werewolf shoves the librarian out of the way and goes to claw and bite at Thadric for smacking him in the nose, being the closest.
Fair.
So, he will. Wow. Are you sure I have blacksmith craft dice here? Because he crit fails on his claw.
If
We
you
don't
don't
get
take
the
sass,
blacksmith craft dice.
Did
You
you
kidding
get?
me?
Yeah. Wait. Did you
No.
get some? Who gave him
You
those?
get Chessex dice.
I let him think he has 4 sets of them.
Oh.
Oh.
So these are just knockoffs. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
like some Wish.com dice.
wish.com.
So there's a 1 on like half the sides.
There's one on every side. All right. Well, with the one on every side die, the claw slashes out at Thadric. It actually just gets embedded
His own
into
shoulder.
no, not his own shoulder, into the bookcase in the entry, and he's trying to pull his claw out, and he bites at Thadric, and all right, totally misses with that one as he's at
Well, 'cause-
disadvantage trying to bite over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been playing some Curse of Strahd, and so every time, like, werewolf bites happen so often, and they always make my blood pressure go up.
Yep. So at that disadvantage, it snaps and snarls in your face, and it's Astro's turn. Astro sees this.
Dog.
Astro sees this hulking beast in front of him and barks his head off, And as he does, his fur glows, and he teleports and hits square into the chest of this werewolf and bounces off of the werewolf and teleports back in spot, and his fur stays glowing bright blue and crackles just a little bit. And he lets out a little whimper and kind of looks around, as he didn't know exactly what had just happened to him, but he seems to have picked up a new attack. And as he had ricocheted off of this werewolf, the ricochet itself didn't do much damage, but you hear a pop as he bounces off of the werewolf and causes the werewolf's shoulder to dislocate. It's now stuck in the bookcase.
That's my turn.
Vadric.
Well, would you say I would have advantage to stab this guy?
Yes, I would. A dislocated shoulder with his claw stuck in a bookcase? Yeah.
Well, then that's going to dictate what I do. I'm going to go ahead and draw my short sword and come up with an under thrust, like right into the rib cage.
Ooh, okay. At advantage.
Because it is advantage, and I'm not just a mere cleric, but also a thief / rogue, I'm going to apply sneak attack damage.
All right.
My advantage roll comes out to be a 17
That hits.
to hit. For a total of, mathing right now, for a total of 13 damage.
13 damage, all right. And then you have sneak attack stuff to add on?
I mixed that in.
Okay, cool.
That's with that.
So 13 damage, you get the short sword up under the ribs and you hear a yelp. And at this point, you can tell that this werewolf is bloodied. Back to the top of the turn order, Valari.
I am going to, knowing that my dog friend Astro is not the biggest fan of fire, I'm gonna pull out my firebolt, so my hands start to glow a little red, and I go, and the firebolt shoots from my hand at the werewolf, and that is a nat 20.
Boom, baby!
So it's gonna do. It's gonna do. No, those are 12s. Those are 10s. This one. And this one.
Dance it out, Dino. Dance it out.
So it's gonna do 14 points of damage after its base 20. So that's gonna be 34 points of fire damage to the werewolf. So it's about to smell real bad in here, y'all.
It does. It smells like burnt hair and crispy,
Dog meat.
terrible dog meat. The werewolf carcass slumps and smolders in the doorway. And as it does, a book floats out of the bookshelf into the librarian's hand, and he looks at the front and goes, "Oh, this was a great warrior from many centuries ago. Don't know how he was missed." He opens the now tattered pages of this old book and goes to the back, and a quill floats out of nowhere, and he just adds a period at the last sentence and sends the book and the quill up into the air, and they float into the moving bookshelves as they see, and the carcass slowly disappears. Now, Valari, as that explosive fireball had happened, or that explosive fire strike had happened, you please need to roll a D100.
So would I roll multiple 20s, or I don't have a D100 dice.
You can roll multiple.
2d10.
2d10s would work.
Wow.
Yeah. One would be the 10th space, and one would be the.
Oh, so I roll like a percentage and
Yeah, essentially. Yep.
Oh, just like my wild magic.
Yep. It is wild magic.
Oh. Well, way to make me look.
Wait, I moved.
Is that-
It's solid zeros.
Oh no!
It's solid zeros.
That
That's
is a
100.
Huh?
Unless you're
Oh,
Adam
this
rated, then it's a
episode.
1.
Is that an A+, you guys?
Well,
You got
as
a
I'm
100.
standing next to this thing, no.
Let's see.
Oh no.
I don't know.
It's a table. It's on a table.
I didn't have my wild mage sheet open, so here it is. I'm going.
Uh-oh. I don't like that face.
You feel a burst of rejuvenation, and on your character sheet, if you have any sorcery points spent, you get them all back. And you spent a ton
Guys,
of them
I
last
spent
time.
like all of them and I didn't get any of them back and now I have them all back.
Jeez.
That's amazing.
And I'm just excited none of us got zapped with lightning.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't die.
From
You're
Valari
lucky
just
you
fighting.
didn't die.
All right.
So, everyone, exciting start to our mission. Was that a part of it, Mr. Librarian? Is he the one that hurt the book, and did we already do it?
No, he seemed to come out of nowhere. I believe I heard voices from beyond speaking a curse on you.
Oh, is that why random things materialize around us and attack us, or help us?
Yes, the gods and goddesses of this realm are finicky at best.
Yes. Yeah, I know. Anywho, is there a particular direction you would prefer us move?
Up.
Up. Up it is. Up the lovely spiraling staircase, everyone.
Best of luck. You'll need it.
Oh yes, of course. I would be fine carrying the book if everyone's all right. I mean,
Go for it, bookman.
I am practiced in it.
I think another book is the last thing you need.
The librarian slowly hands the book over to you, looking very worried, and says, "Do not open it unless you have a fix."
Unless we have a fix. No problem. I really should learn that spell called Mend.
He lets out a sigh and steps back and starts looking at the bookshelf that has claw marks in it now, and carefully moves some of the broken wood as the books that slide past in this ever-moving library kind of bump a little bit on the broken shelf. And he lets out another sigh that you can hear. As you can tell, he's quite nervous for the adventure ahead.
All right.
Let's do this.
Now, let's look. I do want to make sure, Mr. Librarian, that you know that we are taking this moment with utmost seriousness. This is a life in hand, possibly the lives of many. You can count on us.
Oh, all right.
That Thadric's just over on the stairs, like taking one step forward to go up, and then Garth starts talking, so he takes another step back down. And then he takes a step up, and he takes a step down.
A moment of silence occurs. Is this the point where Thadric just blasts up the stairs, or what are we expecting?
No, I'm not leading nothing. Get out of here.
Oh, all right.
All right, let's go. I'll push forward and start up the stairs.
As you walk up the steps, the dusty first floor seems almost quite clean when you see the dustiness of the second floor. The shelves themselves are fairly clean as the books continue to rotate through, and you see so many different bindings of different eras, different colors and scripts on each binding, each spelling out a name. None that you recognize, and there's a clearing on each floor as you start to see. The circular nature of each floor does have an alcove in it. A nice 20 by 20 alcove, and there's a small couch sitting in this alcove. On a rug, and an oil lamp sits on a a little pedestal next to the couch, and it seems like it was once a reading space. Now it's just dusty and cobweb filled.
Prestidigitation, I clean up the area.
As you make the dust disappear and clean the area up, you do notice there's a blood stain across the couch, as if someone had been murdered on this couch. You do see a slice in the fabric, as if it looked like a clean blade had slid through whoever had sat there in the time of their death.
Yes, it's a murder couch.
The librarian's with us?
The librarian stayed downstairs.
Okay.
Yes, he stayed.
But you do hear a creaking on the stairs behind you all as you had made your way up into this little alcove. And the creaking is accompanied by a ghostly figure. And this figure steps forward, very loose in form, but continues to form. And it's a mid-20s human. And he walks up. He looks across the group. So I see that you've you found my couch. That's what's left of me there. My name's Justin, and it's a pleasure to meet you. And he reaches out and kind of pulls his hand back quickly.
Where did your bones go?
Well, my body was cleared years ago, and all that's left is the stain of my blood on the couch.
It would have been cooler if they left the bones.
What happened?
Aren't you a bit dark? Well, I was reading in a library similar to this, and well, when I was reading, my adversary came and he stole my briefcase that was full of many files and many secrets. And I was reading one of said files that I was about to put in my case, and as I leaned over to put it in my case, I was stabbed, and he took what belonged to me.
What belonged to you other than your bones?
A dark one in your midst, eh? Well, I do hear something. We do have a message from beyond. A message from a Ridley. The message says, Finroll gets it. Nathan and Jared, Dragon Jared, not DM Jared, should know what this is. We had a $10
A
tip
$10
with
a
that
reroll.
message.
There's a reroll being assigned to someone, but the fin roll gets it.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think I might wait.
I might have it. I have a 5.
I have a 3.
Ah,
I don't know the Finroll rules.
And
it's inverse.
Low is high.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Whoever
inverse.
good.
rolls lowest
Then
Nat
it
20 is
rolls
a crit
highest.
fail.
It
so
looks like Garth gets the
it's
reroll.
Nathan.
Thank you.
Well, if you do see my case in the library, please do find me. It's of utmost importance. It's
Who took it? What was his name?
well, it's been quite a few centuries that I can't recall much any more than my last bidding was to deliver my case to, I believe, the town guard.
You don't remember the name of your adversary?
No, it's not coming to me. And
Can I reach over the railing, dab back down to the librarian, and go, "Hey, read this dude's book. Who killed this guy?"
What is his name? He yells back.
I think Justin.
Is
Oh,
it?
look, is that right?
That was right.
Is it the Justin that's looking for his case? Justin Case?
Oh, you know it. Cool.
just in case.
He's a nuisance. We've delivered his case long ago, and his body just seems to float amongst this couch. I may need your help removing the couch later. He bothers me so. And as you say that, or as he says that, Justin kind of shakes his head a bit, and you hear a voice, not of the Justin you had just met, but of a more demonic sort. This couch is mine, and I will murder all of you. Just as I was murdered in life, I will murder from death. And he grows into this big, phantasmic being that almost looks somewhat like a djinn. Cuffs on the arms of this giant beast, and he's got muscles rippling, and his legs almost disappear into a smoke. He stares down. I've made many, many deals.
With the devil?
You'll meet him soon. And he rears up, and flame starts building between his hands. Players.
Quick question.
Yep.
Where does the trail of smoke lead? Does it lead somewhere?
The trail of smoke seems to lead back behind one of the bookcases. If you go back towards the stairs and start making your way around, it seems to go off to your left as you're looking at the staircase.
Follow-up question.
Follow-up question.
Because I have one of those,
Mm-hmm.
and I've used it,
Mm-hmm.
would I know what he just asked? Like, I know that I know, like, why he just asked what he just asked, but would Valari know?
Sure. We'll let you have it. I know that you know something, and I'm not sure what you know that you know, but I know that you know something great. DM speak of
I don't know
roll
what
with
you
it.
just said.
Roll with it.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to do, and I'm nervous.
I just don't want to meddle.
Dice, don't fail me now. Alright. The fire is building up between this djinn's hands, and I need you to roll for initiative.
What if we promised not to hurt the couch?
We were trying to help you, man. Wait, that's too Tommy Chong.
Wait, oh, you said we have to roll?
Roll for initiative.
23, yo.
That's much less than that.
Much less than that. Alright, Ari, because you are first in order. 23, Garth.
9?
9. Frederick, sir.
18.
Ooh, much better.
But not good enough.
Valari.
I got a 19.
19.
Astra has a 15 pre...
Astra has a 15, alright.
what is his modifier?
3.
Did I know that?
Probably not.
Nope.
Alright, here we go.
I'll make
Rolling initiative for our additional. Ari, at the top of the turn order, you see an attack coming your way.
Yep.
What do you do?
I'm gonna say, Brianna, cast web at the flame. And, you know, I don't know.
I just want to see something quick. Yeah, -1 intelligence. We're good.
And then I'm going to cast another. You know, the magic missile didn't work on werewolves. I'm curious if it works on ghosts.
Alright. So
Okay.
you're having Brianna cast web at this flame.
Yep.
Yes, Frederick, I did see your message from beyond. You do have all of your spell slots.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Then we might survive.
Then you might survive. As Brianna unfurls herself on your shoulder and turns and casts web at this fireball, the web hits the fireball and kind of wraps around it and then sears into the flames.
Okay.
And then she quickly turns back into her pin.
You know.
Yeah.
It's Halloween. There should be some spider webs. And then I got 10 on my the magic missile.
You got 10 points of damage on your magic missile. So as the genie is looking at the fireball eating up
Yeah, I wanted to distract
the
him.
web, The magic missile makes almost smoky puffs as it passes through this ethereal form. And he does take damage from it. You see it shock through him as each bolt hits. Polari, it's your turn.
Where am I in relation to the Jinn and his tail?
You're probably about 10 to 15 feet back from him, unless you're right up on the couch.
Behind him?
He's hovering above the couch. And I would assume you all had kind of come around the couch, but you do see the tail goes just past you and around. That tail is probably a good 10 or 15 feet around the corner.
So I have to go forward or backwards?
Backwards and around the corner a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am going to draw... I'm going to do draw my dagger and my crossbow.
Okay.
And I'm going to go around the corner. I'm going to use my movement to go around the corner.
Right. As you move around the corner, you do see an open book laying there with the pages fluttering, and it seems like the tail of the smoke leads into the pages of the book.
And I have no more anything I can do?
You've run and you've drawn, so you don't really have an action for attack, but you've gotten up to the book. You can interact with the object if you wish, which would allow you to kick the book because your hands are full. I don't know. Or sit on it.
Can I... Hang on. I can't do that.
Do you have any bonus actions?
That's what I was looking at.
Right.
But it only applies to spells.
All right.
Shoot the book.
Shoot the book. Oh yeah, you can take. Can you with your feet? Can you fire a shot?
Only if I made a melee attack.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
So you've run up and you figured out there's a book that's the source of this.
Kick some sand in the book's eyes.
There's no sand.
Because I won't be able to. I don't feel like.
I like how there's no sand is the answer, not the book doesn't have eyes.
Oh, I'm not putting it past the book having eyes or teeth or feet even.
Hills have eyes. The books have eyes.
I will probably, with my hoof, just reach out to it and slide it. I realize you guys can't see my foot. Just push it towards the wall.
Okay. So you kind of kick the book towards the wall a little bit. The book kind of flops around and doesn't close up, but you see the pages flutter. And as you've kicked it, the rest of the group sees Justin's demonic form kind of flicker back into his human form and then back into the Jinn. That leads us to Astro, who has followed you around the corner and grabs a bite of the book and rips a page out.
Oh, Astro.
And as he rips a page out, the smoke stops billowing as heavily and the Jinn reduces in size. And you notice that the writing on this page that Astro had ripped out is almost in a writing of blood and not of ink. Vadric.
I would like to cast Silence focused on the genie.
All right.
The Jinn. He has a will save DC 15.
DC 15.
At Penguin Witch Doctor, I'm a wild sorcerer, a tiefling. It only seems fair that I could shoot spells from my feet.
You said a wisdom save?
Wisdom 15, yeah.
Yeah, 13, so he does not save.
All right, so nothing within this 20-foot sphere centered on him can make any noises.
All right. Perfect.
And that's what I do.
And as that happens, you assume you would hear him yell out, but you see a very angry face screaming and then looks around confused.
Huh?
Garth, it is your turn.
So I noticed Astro tear a piece of paper out of a book.
Valari and
went
Astra
around the
went around the
corner.
corner a little bit. And you saw that they followed sort of the tailing smoke of this gin.
That I had seen.
Yes.
Would I be affected by the silence? What's the radius on that? Isn't it 20-foot radius?
That's
Yes.
what I said.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm not really going to be able to cast any spells. Anywho. Let's just, I'll run around the corner. So that because I noticed that at the beginning. So, I run around the corner.
Mhm.
And then, after that, I would see the book and
Yes,
the torn page,
you
yes?
do. You see the torn page in Astra's mouth. And Valari is kind of like kicking at the book, almost as if she's trying to shut it or kick it into a corner. You do see that the ink on the page is a reddish brown, as it's like a drying blood, and you can tell that it wasn't easy to write with, based on the fact that you've read and written so many books yourself.
Yes. I am going to bend down, grab the book, and slam it shut.
As you bend down and grab the book and slam it shut, I need you to make a strength check.
Oh.
Whoops. -1 makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
You could do it. I believe in you.
I'm gonna use that great reroll that I got. Oh, that's much better. After a -1, it will be a 15.
15. You do get the book shut, and as you shut the book, the trailing smoke ceases to flow out, but you do see like smoke kind of spurting out on the edges, and as it does, it seems to kind of puff here and there as if something's fighting within the book to get free. The rest of the group who is able to see the djinn sees the ghostly figure of Justin drop down in front of the couch, and he looks around and is still silenced, and he points at the couch and starts mouthing something about the couch, and then looks around and like grabs at his throat and seems confused and stands there waiting. The book is fighting under your hold, however, Garth.
All right,
It is
perfect.
Ari's turn. Back to the top of the turn order.
Yes. Well, how far away am I?
You are probably about 10 to 15 feet from Justin, so you're like you're in the edge of the silence.
I don't need to talk. I'll go in and I'm just gonna take a slash at the ghost.
At the ghost, alright?
Because I got my great axe, so we'll see what happens. That'll be a 22 to hit.
22 to hit. As you slash at the ghost, you slash right through him, and his form dissipates into two clouds, and you kind of break into the couch. And as you land the hit on the couch cracks and falls in half a little bit, and you do notice that the wood within this couch seems as if it was ruined. It has many golden glowing writings on the wood, and it's only shown through the rips that you've made within the fabric. And at that moment,
And now it's ruined.
it's a ruined couch. And at that moment, as the ghost dissipates, you see Garth, the two lighter clouds of smoke suck into the book that you're holding down, and the book stops fighting at that moment. And you see across the front the golden lettering that says Justin the Investigator shimmer just a little bit. And it has a deceased date that almost rolls in front of your eyes, and it goes many, many, many years ahead, and it stops on what you believe is this year, 2289.
That's interesting. Ah. I
Are we
assume
out of initiative?
that in
You're out of battle, yes.
I imagine I still don't trust the book, and I was like getting firebolt ready.
Please don't. I'm holding it. I'm holding Valari. If I may. There is a deceased date now. What I think may have happened
There
is that he
was?
had an adversary who did in fact stab him while he was sitting upon that couch. However, in his investigatory times, he may or may not have stumbled across some sort of demon, as I did in my own mystery solving. But he may have used this time with the devils to ensure himself some sort of supernatural afterlife that would gain him an elongated life, giving him this spectral form, meaning that he then was not truly dead until he passed to the other side, and we have helped him do just that.
That was a lot of words. Open the book, and if it turns into a djinn, I'm blasting it out.
Then why would I open the book? That's not really an incentive.
You could drop it.
Well, there'll be no appeasing her otherwise. He kind of throws the book up in the air and runs away.
And what happens?
As the book flutters up into the air and drops at Valari's feet, you do notice that some of the middle pages do have a bit of a bite mark out of them from Astro's attack. But the book flops open and it flutters to the very first page. And it says, "It was a warm summer's day when Justin entered the world."
I kick the book.
You kick the book and it spins and falls off of the ledge. And instead of hearing a thump as it hits the floor, you hear a kind of a thwack as you can hear someone catch it and shut it. And you're able to peer over the side and the librarian's looking up. "Thank you for dispatching of him. I'll file this one away." And he puts it up on a bookshelf and it bounces away out of sight.
Knowing that I can't do anything more to the book, I'm like, okay, fine. Because I know you can't, like, get it now. So I'm like, alright.
I'm like spinning around in this silent circle, trying to follow what is happening. Like, are we mad at the couch now? Are we mad at the book? I can't hear nothing. I don't know what's happening. I'm
I
just
do wanna
waiting
look-
for this thing to come back.
The
We see-
runes are interesting.
The runes, they
Point to the couch.
I charge the
Silence.
couch with my mace, I guess.
Thadric charges the couch with a mace, and as he makes a swing at it, he tears more fabric out. And in some of the lining and stuffing, you see that there's bits and pieces of torn up paper, and on those paper pieces, there's more golden, glittery writing that seems to shine and glow without a source of light.
I like wave to Garth. I'm like,
I was already running that way because Valari was going to shoot a book, so
And as,
I look down. I grab some of the pages and I look over them.
in your silence, you do see that some of the pages look as if they have curses and hexes and various things on them that have been shredded and hidden away. Not shredded in such a way to destroy them permanently, but to at least disguise them within this aperture of a couch.
I would like to collect them.
All right, you're able to get 7 or 8 pieces of half curses. So you don't have the full curse, but you do have half of a curse or a hex, and there's 7 or 8 pages. The runed wood seems to be runed with such phrases and sayings in various languages and writings of protection and holding, as if the frame itself was holding these curses within the couch as an entirety.
This is oh, I'm in a thing of silence.
I'll drop my concentration on the thing.
And Garth
On
starts
the
yelling.
silence spell.
I Even if it's comfortable, it should not be here anymore.
A couch? What's wrong with the couch?
These are hexes and curses. Based on the runes, it seems to all have existed as one. Is this the most evil piece of furniture I have ever laid my eyes upon?
Okay.
But you're gonna keep the hexes and the curses?
I'm not planning on keeping them, but I don't want to go back downstairs. We have to clear the house first, and I figured maybe I'll tuck them into the pages of the books that I left with the librarian. All for safekeeping. I'm actually quite good at safekeeping things that should not be found.
So are we mad at this couch? Or what?
Well, I mean, I think.
Smash it or throw it over.
Well, we'll get it out of here when we're done. There are more pressing things. We have another. I pull out the smoking book. We kind of have to solve these mysteries still. Let's not focus on the couch.
I pick up the couch and I chuck it over the edge of the
But she
banister.
need help to pick up
Watch
the
out!
couch.
He's a
Ari,
ghost.
as you've grabbed this couch and start to lift, and Garth pulls out the book and it's smoking, the couch gets sucked up into the book, and the smoke kind of gets a little more active coming out of this book.
Alright, see, I told y'all that wasn't good.
Which, the book or the couch?
The curses and stuff. We needed to...
Curses and things.
So, well, that's interesting. Shall we continue?
Okay. I hate this place.
It's fascinating.
As you walk towards the stairs, the librarian is watching you silently, going from books that come out and dotting an I and throwing them back up onto the shelves. He's doing his duty, finishing the story of other adventurers as they pass. He gives you a nod and seems to wait for your next steps.
I swear, y'all, if he dots the last sentence in my book tonight, I'm haunting y'all for the rest of your lives.
Valari, your
I would
pocket
gladly
watch.
talk to your spectral form for the rest of my life, Valari. Over and over again, and tell you everything.
Your pocket watch.
I barely
buzzes.
know what's going on.
What is it? What do I see?
There's a book, and then the couch ate the book. No, wait, the book ate the couch. And then there was that ghost, but that ghost didn't like that ghost. So now we have to go get a third ghost?
Yes, you understand the idea that the librarian is tracking every adventurer's life.
Yeah,
Is it
Yes?
my
yeah,
lock
yeah.
set?
That's perfectly
I
clear.
used it once last
Oh,
time.
okay. Well, he's got the main part then. I say we make our way. Well, you said cardinal directions, yes?
Up.
Yeah, so at every level, there's a little platformer on the stairs, and at every cardinal direction, there's little bridges that go to sort of the main parts of the floor. The bridges are about 15 feet long, so it is a stretch that you do kind of walk over the chasm of each level. So you can make your way back to the stairs and up or down, or just chill where the couch was now.
I guess we go up, yes? Because if this level is... Yeah.
Librarian said up.
Valari, as she got a little frustrated
Or
in
was I
that last
supposed
little
to roll
bit,
first?
no, I rolled for you. You
Oh.
do see what seems to be a drawing of a sheep appear on your watch.
I don't feel like that's great for me.
All right.
So...
Do you think it's bad?
And all
No.
and all I'm getting is like all these oh never mind, that didn't happen. I'm getting all these visions of someone who was just having conversations with sheep, and it's really like awkward. So I just kind of tap the watch in.
You snooze that, and it will come up later.
Talking to sheep is so cool. It's the best.
Well, as you're mumbling about the sheep being the best, you do start making your way up the stairs, and as you're about 5 or 6 steps from making it to the next level, Around you, in the openings, bodies drop on nooses, but they are ghostly figures. Ghostly nooses and ghostly bodies hanging there. About 4 in each pocket. So there's about 16 dead ghostly figures hanging, as if they were hanging from the gallows, as you're making your way up to the next floor.
I don't like this place.
I lean over the edge. This is your main residence? Have you even been up here recently?
I have, but it's changed with the new inhabitant.
Oh, right, I forgot. Okay. Cause I see dead people!
I do all the time. You'll get used to it.
Why are there so many ghosts?
I'm going to pause,
Alright, time out.
and I'm going to put my great axe away and grab my long sword and the the rag. I'm gonna put some oil on it, and I'm gonna shine my sword as we walk up the stairs.
All right. As you walk up the stairs, this next level, there's only a couple shelves scattered, and instead of having an alcove on this, it's a deep tunnel or hallway. It's only about 10 feet wide, and there's a small fire lit about 30 feet down in this hallway. And floating near the fire, you see a form of a book glowing bright purple, bouncing around, and almost as if it has a mind of its own, just kind of circling this flame.
Time
That's
out.
interesting.
I lost
Kind
track
of
of where we
walks
are.
towards
We're
that.
still on the same.
Level
We're on level 3.
I go towards that, and slowly, not like, look at that, but like, interesting.
As you do and you walk through this hall, the hall almost seems to feel like it elongates and narrows on you, so you feel like you've made very little ground, and in the 20-30 steps you've taken, it only feels like you've taken 5 or 6.
Ooh. This is a spooky tunnel, but I'm so fascinated. Every step I take, it seems like I've only taken 1 for every about 4. Interesting. All right, I keep going just a bit further.
And as you continue to take steps, not really feeling like you're making as much distance, suddenly, in almost a blink of an eye, you're standing right up next to this fire and the book bouncing in front of your face. And the light cast from this fire and the faint glow of the book, you see 3 coffins standing upright against the wall.
Hey, there's coffins over here and a bouncing book.
He's gonna get himself killed.
Oh,
I'll
This'll
run
be
after.
I go, this
I've
should
got
be
caffeinated
funny.
kobold coffin.
Womp womp. Dad jokes for days, people.
Yeah.
You going to? Are you saying that we're about to raise the dead? Nailed it.
So,
First
I'm sorry, Caffeinated Kobold. We love your stuff. These
There
jokes
goes
probably.
our sponsorship.
Yeah, these.
so I hear him yell, there's a dancing book and coffins. Ari goes, he's gonna get himself killed, and takes off running. I start laughing and say, this should be fun, and walk that way.
And walk down the hall. You feel the same effect. Ari, you feel like you're going nowhere, and then suddenly you're right up on Garth. And then Valari is similar. Astro is looking around, and he teleports to get some distance. And as he does, he skids up and bumps into one of the coffins and looks around and kind of tucks his tail and looks up at Garth and Ari. Thadric, what are you doing?
Dad's gonna pull out his holy symbol with a hand on his mace at his hip,
Okay.
and he's just gonna kind of like stroll forward cautiously, continually to glance over his shoulder behind from where we came, I don't trust all these ghosts. I don't like it.
And as you do that, you do hear what seems to be some faint echoes of snarling in the main hall. But
one we came
you don't.
from?
Yep, you don't see anything. Thadric, being in the rear, does hear this, but they're very faint, and the rest of you don't hear much. Now, that you all have made it close to this fire and the dancing book and the 3 coffins, what do you do?
Does the book have a name that I'm able to read?
I'm just here to watch.
The book has no external writing. It seems to be a very old binding where you can see cracks as it had seemed to have thousands and thousands of reeds. Some of the corners are dented and bumped, almost as if it's the most popular book in the library, and it's been there since,
They have
many
a copy of
decades
Lord
ago.
of the Rings?
Yep, they have an original print.
Wow. Taking that.
Point of order, the original print was actually 6 separate books.
Thadric.
Oh, shit.
Nerd. Thadric has a moment of being
It's
taken
alive.
over by a different being and says that.
Where the ghost possessed him even though he's holding his holy symbol.
The ghost disappears.
Garth is very curious.
You know you want to touch it.
Raise your hand if you're surprised.
Wait, real quick. Darn. Oh. Hey, do we have 10 minutes, everybody, or would you rather move quickly?
Just touch it.
I've got all the time in the
You just gotta
world.
do, little man.
All right. Hang out.
Touch it.
If we have 10 minutes, I will start to cast. Oh, wait, no. Can wizards do that? Who can do that?
I
I played too many characters. Spellcasting.
What's the spell you're looking for?
Aha! No, so I have Detect Magic. I didn't
Yeah.
know, because I also play a Cleric. Clerics can only cast things ritually if they have them prepared, but wizards can always cast them ritually if they're in their book. So, I will cast Detect Magic ritually, but it would take 10 minutes.
During these 10 minutes, I would like to encircle the book in a line of salt,
Okay.
and then each one of the coffins separately in their own line of salt
Okay.
without touching them.
I could set him on fire. Would that help?
As you encircle the book, in the first 2 coffins, nothing seems to happen, but you hear a thud in the 3rd coffin as you're just about to put salt down.
He's
I'm gonna
like,
back up.
definitely.
I think there's something in there.
I can set it on
I've got like 8 minutes left.
Yep.
Go faster.
Go faster.
Not really how it works.
I grab my shield,
And
just
as
so you know.
you just
So you know.
as the first thud, the second thud kind of rocks the door open just a little bit. And it does seem as if something is fighting to get out, and not trying to just open the door normally. A third thud, and the door rocks open and swings back shut. And
Can I go
I'm
put a hand?
pretty sure there's something in there now.
You hold the door shut.
I'm pretty sure we can't wait 8 minutes.
on the
Yes, we can.
on
Oh,
the
wait,
I'll
no,
just-
no,
I
no,
can just set it
no.
on fire.
Thadric reeks into his bag,
okay.
pulls out an immovable rod, and pins it to the front of the coffin door, and just clicks.
No.
That's not going anywhere.
Now you hear banging and thuds, and the door only has about a quarter of an inch to move as the rod was placed as the door kind of came out at it. So the door keeps lightly banging into the rod and then goes silent.
I'm gonna say, who's there?
As you call out who's there, you feel a chill at your feet.
Hello?
In the middle of the hallway, two shadows crop up. They're snarling dogs, and they're looming forward. The dogs stand about 4 feet tall, big, hulking shadows, growling and snarling, and you see glowing red eyes where their eyes would be normally, but the rest of the form is fairly hard to distinguish as they're sneaking through the dark at you, growling.
Is that the same growling that I faintly heard?
Thadric, you do feel that that is the same growling.
Oh yeah, these are behind us.
You sit.
And as you all turn to look at these snarling dogs, you hear a response to your saying, Thadric, and I am behind you. And a shadowy form rises up
WTF?
and stares all of you down. And looks
Give me
across
like
the group.
7 minutes.
What is it that you are doing, small one? The figure stands about 7 feet tall.
Casting detect magic.
I'll give you a hint. There's a lot of magic in this place.
Fair enough.
You're gonna pull a coin from behind my ear?
Parlor tricks. Well, I've got a proposition for you. I hear you're in possession of one said book that has quite a shadowy nature about it.
We do not negotiate with terrorists.
Books? Does it look like we
I
read
do.
books?
Well,
Garth is like, what book? As he like hides his bag that's clearly leaking smoke at this moment.
I can just take that off of your hands, and you can go about your way, messing with the library, stealing things, some papers of sorts that you may have in your book, sir, or in your bag, wherever you've placed them. I know about them.
I hold the sword up.
Can I do a I guess it's an insight check on this guy?
You
I'm
can.
preparing
See if-
fireballs.
I'll give you insight. He's bad news.
Gonna be a 19.
A 19. You feel that there isn't much in the way of negotiating, as he's got his mind set on the book, but he also doesn't seem like he wants to harm the group at this point.
I don't have a joke there, so I'm not gonna say a thing.
He eyes the bag that Garth has, and then he kind of looks up at the book that's floating around and dancing around this fire. So, can I interest you in a swap of books? This one will be able to grant you many things. Some of your wildest wishes and dreams, some of your hopes, some of your desires, and maybe a nightmare in there.
You should know, I'm kind of a book expert, but I'm also kind of a person who makes sure that people like you don't get their hands on things that powerful. So, I think you're just going to have to deal with disappointment today. And Garth fires a magic missile at him.
Alright, Valar, what were you gonna do?
Oh, I was gonna say, while he's like, all this is going on, I'm gonna point at Astro. I imagine he's by my side. I'm like, maybe you could get around to the backside of this guy and attack his bum.
Astro is looking at you, tilts his head to the side, and wags his tail as you're just like motioning.
I wasn't motioning, I was just pointing at Astro.
Alright, so you're pointing at him, and he's just looking at you like, okay. Wags his tail, looks up at the guy, and as you are casting what was that again, Sir Garth? Magic missile?
Magic missile.
Magic missile. Feel free to roll to hit. Or roll your damage.
Perfect. Un moment.
Because I imagine the guy is distracted, so he won't necessarily see Astro, like...
8.
8 points of damage. As the magic missiles hit, they glow and leave like pockmarks in this shadowy figure, and the pockmarks slowly fill in, but they crackle at the edges as they fill in, as if the light had kind of burst into the essence or aura. And at the moment that the magic missiles hit, Astro glows blue and teleports up at the book and grabs the book that's bouncing around the flame. And as he grabs the book envelops him and turns into a small dog figurine that looks exactly like Astro, but glows green and floats over next to Valari at this point.
Ash! What the shit? I didn't tell him to do that!
He's a puppy. He's about 9 months old at this point. And,
Oh my gosh.
and the book is now in Astro form as a figurine. Valari, you hear in the back of your mind a bark and a little pant as if he's right there in front of you,
Oh
happy.
Gosh.
And
I
now
might grab this little thing.
you have a puppy figurine
I don't know what
that
to
looks
do.
just like Astro. And you look back at this shadowy figure, and a smile far larger than a human face should have creeps up, and you hear a deep cackle, a demonic cackle. And as he starts dissipating into the walls, and the dogs dissipate into the walls, you hear, ha 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 ha, the book is yours. And I think at this point, we are going to take a 10-minute break.
What?
Has it seriously already been that long?
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been that long. We are taking a 10-minute break. Do listen for
How fast it went.
our theme song, because if everyone downs their candy corn and chugs their hot chocolates and picks all the razor blades out of their apples, we will be back in 10 minutes precisely. So, we will see you shortly for the spooky episode.
Spooky.
Hello. Welcome back.
No. No fake DMs. Wait, I'll see myself out. Just kidding. Welcome back to Here Be Dragons. We are on, I believe, the 3rd level of this haunted library.
Yep.
Getting ready to go to the 4th level, where there
Well-
might be vampires, blah blah blah.
I
Blah,
think
blah, blah.
technically it's we're already on the 4th level because we enter on the 1st level. We went up to the 2nd level. That was Murder Couch, right?
And then we
Yeah.
went to the 3rd
No, we
level
entered in
and
the
we went
basement,
across the
remember?
bridge.
Lowest is the basement.
We're
So-
at the 3rd level with the
so-
dogs.
If we're looking at American way,
Hmm.
we came in on ground level, then we went to the 1st floor and then the 2nd floor. If we're looking at it anywhere else in the world, There's first floor, second floor, third floor. So we are going to the fourth floor. Ground floor.
But we're in the third floor with the dogs, right?
We're just debating if
We're here.
America is
Being
good
the
or
present, it's where you are right now.
Because
Whoa.
Being the fact-
Whoa.
be
You
in the
got close.
present because it's such a gift.
What's a gift?
I now have a bunch of Thadrics. Are you gonna Thadric out on me?
I still don't know what we're talking about as a gift.
The present. Be
A
in the
present?
present, because it's such a gift. Get it? Because present like means like something you open, but also present like the present moment, and a gift is something you get that you open, kind of like a present, but the present is right now.
Say more words.
More words.
And with that, we are back to our story. Thank you for joining back in, everybody. We are a rowdy bunch, and the spooky episode always gets everyone a bit on edge, because who knows who's gonna die next.
No, who's on first?
Nathan.
Yeah, Nathan, sorry, buddy. You have served us well. Your character
It's
just
a liability,
falls over
right?
because of a heart attack. It just happens.
I'm more concerned that they said Nathan and not Garth.
Yeah, apparently I am about to die from a heart attack.
Spooky.
Spooky.
We are on the third, fourth level. We're we're a few floors up. We're going to the next floor, ladies and gentlemen. Party. As that figure had disappeared, the hallway seemed to shrink in size. It's only a few feet from the pyre that is burning to the main hall.
Is it seemingly a few feet, or is it actually a few feet?
Valaria, as you step forward to test that theory, it is only a couple feet. You're
I'm
able
sorry,
to,
is it a fire or a pyre?
a pyre of fire. No, it's a little burning flame that the book was once bouncing around.
Thaddeus, are you planning on moving? Are you gonna bring that rod, or have we decided maybe it'll stay here until we come back down?
No, I was gonna grab it and look in there.
Right.
You do
Yeah.
you, boo.
I step back with a firebolt at the ready.
I grab the rod, release it, and then open the door like a ha!
As you open the door, what would normally be a padded lining of a coffin is dark, shadowy tendrils that seem to be where a shadow had rested. And Garth, as you probably deduce, the moment you see that, that was once where maybe the shadow that you had talked to had lay.
Ah, interesting. Yes, this seems to be some sort of resting place for a shadow figure. And seeing as we just spoke to one, it can only be deduced that, yes, while your immovable rod did hold the coffin mostly shut, only a slight bit of space is needed for a shadow to escape. So, unfortunately...
Sew it back.
What?
Sew the shadow back.
Well, it went away. We have to catch it.
Wait, are there 3 shadows?
You haven't opened the other two.
Don't.
By the way, Garth, just letting you know, there's a good chance I'm gonna burn every book I see from now on, because I feel like nothing good is coming from all these stupid books.
But please don't, since some of them may contain our own lives.
Well, let's look this through. One of the recent ones was producing cats. And someone decided to use that to determine if people were worthy of trust or not. That didn't work out so great.
I thought it was relatively well.
There was another book that contained a demon djinn. And then this one just turned my friend into a figurine.
Yes, that we'll have to fix. I'm sure that's an easy. That could...
What are we doing about this book right here?
No, it's not there. Right?
Yeah, Astro had teleported up to grab it.
To grab it, it
And
sucked
as
him
he
in
had
the whole
bit it,
thing.
Oh, it's with him.
They
in the-
became one into this dog figurine that now glows green.
Yeah. No, evil book.
Look, I'm sure.
Oh,
Defeat
let's
the book,
not
the book is
forget
within.
the
He
whole
is the book,
thing
the book
that
is
we're
within.
here was the original book with Ari, and she had to write her whole. No.
Yeah, but if we had burned
Valari?
Ari's book,
I'd be
wouldn't-
dead.
she would have never existed, quite possibly unraveling space and time.
Well, those are
So-
clearly not even burnable books, but I'm saying books that I'm able to. Not a fan. No vote for books from me.
Well, okay,
Valari,
well, let's
your-
just go and find the shadow and get this stupid stuff over with.
Thank
Valari,
you
your
for
pocket
letting me
watch
know
pops
that
open.
That would be the case.
Valari's pocket watch pops open, and Valari, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
I think I know what might happen.
And that's not good. Because that's just an 8.
An 8. Valari, you are polymorphed into a
I
sheep.
swear.
Nathan just called it!
Valari, for the next 20 minutes, you are a sheep. You can
I'm
speak.
raging. So I start running
Please
around
roll a D100 as you take off.
and ramming into people and things. I'm pissed
Alright.
off. That's a 78.
A 78, because this angry sheep is running around.
Because now I
I'm gonna
can't even
ban
hold on to
you.
Astro and protect him.
Everything polymorphs with you, so you're a sheep. All of your stuff is there. Astro is now a glowing charm on a band on your neck.
Okay, here's the thing though. Do my stats change?
Yep.
Yes.
I don't have those.
I will send them to you.
And I can't cast spells. I can only do sheep things.
Yes.
Can-
But
What are sheep things?
We can make a blanket. Well, we can make a blanket.
I can eat the clothes off of our enemy. I guess that's what I can do. Or kick them with my back feet.
Bob ran
could-
you.
You could
I
open
would
these
rather
coffins like I'm gonna
be
do.
an 8-year-old again.
Valari,
Am I a partially purple sheep or pink sheep or
Yes.
something? Because
yes. And instead of hooves, you have feet. Like human feet.
why?
Which
I
has-
didn't have feet.
Exactly. It reversed.
You have human feet and you have a sheep body.
No.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
We're keeping the hooves.
I kind of like the human feet.
I just
Anyone wanna
imagine
guess?
like the sheep face and skin is like pink, like my normal skin, and the sheep wool is purple, like my hair.
You're like a.
Because you are a tiefling and
Do I still have my horns?
you are actually a ram because you are.
At least
a
I'm like
tiefling.
a somewhat useful sheep and not like.
How
a
does sheep
stupid
do
sheep.
with stairs?
They're not like cows.
Okay.
Cows can go up, but not down.
Right.
So you guys will just have to carry me down if that's the case.
What did the 78 yield?
The 78,
That's
your fleece begins to glow bright gold and stays glowing bright gold. It casts some light, and that's all you know at the moment.
Oh man.
Did you get a new sheet or something? I'm very confused.
I did not.
Isn't
And-
there some like Greek myth about a sheep with gold fleece?
It's not the sheep. It's just about the fleece.
Ah, okay.
I
But I mean,
had-
fleece had to come from somewhere, right?
Rumpelstiltskin.
Ah, that's it.
No, he weaved into.
He weaves like
into-
hay into gold or something, right?
Yes.
It was like
The
straw.
golden fleece is something completely different.
So Garth sees Valari randomly turn into a sheep and is like, well, I guess she won't be turning the books into flammable objects.
No, now she'll eat them.
Yep. Wait, I can still talk like a normal person?
You can, but you have a little bit of a stutter.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm so mad.
I'd like to open this coffin now.
And I stamp my hooves.
Uh, You stamp your feet. As you open the second coffin, there's some very small tendrils in the sides, as if there should have been a shadowy ghost figure, but there is not. It's very empty.
How tall am I?
About 3 feet.
Sheep height.
Sheep height.
Well, it says giant
Sheep height.
goat, but it says
No.
giant goat.
I gave you that one because of some of your current stats.
Okay,
So
fine.
you are a sheep, but you have the stats of that.
Okay.
And then we have the third coffin. Do you wish to open that or not?
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously.
As you open it up, it is a standard coffin, and within this coffin there is bones that are there from a decayed humanoid. You can't quite tell what it was, but within the clutch of this humanoid, there is a small book or diary.
Maybe they're Justin's
in the
bounds.
Justin's bounds.
I'm gonna poke the book out with like my mace. I don't want to touch it.
All right. You
I
poke
say,
you poke the book out and it
"Found
starts to
another
fall.
book."
As you find the book and look at it, it is a small diary of sorts. Valari is dying from bounds. But as the sheep is laughing in a corner, the book does seem to have a few checklists. And the checklists show things.
Sorry.
It's okay.
What's happening?
Valari is dying. The checklists do show a few book titles, and they seem to be like tales of things. But then the list turns into names, and there's a few check marks on a few of these names, as if someone was hunting down tomes of sorts, and then it turned into some of these sacred library books.
Do I recognize any of the names?
You don't recognize any of the names on the first few pages, but the pages are about 7 or 8 long, and as you get a bit further in, you do see that there is one with the same surname as yourself. You don't recognize the first name there. It may be a distant relative of yours, but...
I walk over to Garth. Hey, little guy. You hear about the books, right?
Yeah. Love them. Do you like
Yeah. This guy, that dead dude, was collecting books or something. And look, let me just show him the pages.
Well, that has your same surname, sir.
Yeah, there's not that many Thaddeus. Way more Thadricks.
Interesting. I start flipping through. Curious now. Are there any underfoots?
There is an understep, but not an underfoot. And there's also an underbite, but not an underfoot.
Well, that's an orc name, I believe.
I believe it is.
What about an Underhill?
None of those.
Okay.
Is there a raven god?
No, there are no raven guards. There's a raven paw, but no raven guard.
Interesting. That must have been a weird hybrid creature. All right. We should probably hold on to this as well, just to make sure that these names have stayed safe. Let the librarian know.
So he's holding the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run up and try and grab it. Or rip pages out.
You're gonna go try and bite it?
Yep. I said I was gonna burn them. I can't burn them. I'm gonna eat them.
I hold it higher than the sheep's head.
I kick him in the chest. not like hard enough to.
I step in and grab the sheep by her collar and say, "Bad girl."
I kick out my back legs at the joke because I'm still sensitive.
As we're wrangling a sheep here, there is an echo in the hall outside. A booming echo as if something almost fell over on a floor or two above.
No time, Valari. You can eat the book later. And I shove it in my bag, and I take off running as fast as my little halfling feet will take me.
I pass him in 2 steps and
Yes.
continue up.
As you rush up to the next floor, it seems that there are very few shelves on this floor, and in the alcove on this floor, the one large ornate shelf had been knocked over, books strewn across the floor, and the piece itself that had ornate carvings of the shelf seems to have broken in a few pieces. So the ornate carving shelf is now shattered because it was standing about 12 feet tall and held probably at capacity of books. So as it fell, it cluttered, and you see these books as you step up, and you almost kick them immediately because they've shot everywhere. The rest of the walls around the hall are quite empty. There's a few paintings around the loop, but this level seems to be less library-like and a bit more of like a study or a collection place.
Valari, I know that you probably want to eat books immediately, but please, these could be people's lives. Let us at least make sure that we are not about to destroy people because you, for some reason, have a hate of literature.
She's just hungry for knowledge.
Books are bad.
Do we see anything that would be like, oh, this is why it fell?
No, there's no sign of why this ornate bookshelf had collapsed. But you do notice that these books are far less ethereal and a lot more tangible. You're able to pick them up, and they have a smell of aging paper and dustiness. And there's almost this calming nature of something that's not ghastly as you pick them up and look through them.
Any good titles?
A bunch of titles, very few that you recognize. They seem to be collected from all sorts of lands. There's a bunch of languages that you don't comprehend. A few that you comprehend that are not what you normally speak in common. Thadric does notice one of the books bearing a similar title as one in the list, and it is a volume 2 of The Depths of the Sea, which is on the list, but for a volume 4.
Little dear?
Yes, hello.
I think this book was in that book.
This one was in this. Can I open it up and do a comparison?
It's on page 8, line 14.
Yes. Well, I mean, this one is looking for a volume. You said a 4, and this is on the floor is a volume 2.
Yep.
So it is a part of the same series. Yes, but I do not believe the same book, unless, and I look through and see if the volume 2 was also wanted.
You find a volume 1 and a 3, and as you're looking through, there's a glowing book, a few books deep, and you're able to get the binding visible, and it is the volume 2 that you want. And as you recall, the list didn't have a check mark on that one, so this is one of the unclaimed books. You do see it's glowing a different color. It is glowing purple instead of green like the book below. But it is glowing very similarly to the book that Astro had bit.
I would like to cast Mage Hand to pick it up.
As you cast Mage Hand, and Mage Hand goes in to grab the book, and it makes contact with the book, suddenly an explosion happens and books fly everywhere, and there's a glowing glove that fits exactly your hand, Garth. It glows purple, just like the book did.
Like, is it on my hand?
No, it's laying on the floor where the book was.
Is my Mage Hand gone?
Your Mage Hand has disappeared into now this glove.
What is life without a bit of fun? I pick it up.
As you pick it up, the glove unfurls itself, sorry about the squeaky ghost in the room. The sewing of the glove opens up, and it fits around your hand and closes and sews itself back shut, and is now unable to be removed from your hand. It fits so nicely that you can't hardly tell that you have a glove on that hand, but every time you move it, you feel as if something is somewhat fighting you.
Like a stiff leather or more than
No,
that?
as if there's hands clasping your hand and kind of moving with you, but also against you. As if there's a will that will be had, but not just this moment.
Okay, this right here.
Regret your choices?
No, but it's interesting. I think these books that were being searched for had special powers. If they are all scattered throughout this library, I see someone may have wanted to break in and acquire them. But we should not
We
either.
have the list though now.
Yes, we do. That will help.
But then
do.
why are their names on there?
The names would be the books. Really quick, I look for the names. The name Joe Spukdepikel on the list in the book.
Not in the list, but as you're skimming through quickly, you do see Justin the Investigator unchecked.
Justin's book was a part of this list. Justin's book,
Sonic.
but it had powers. Did it not?
Darkness.
Yes, but powers nonetheless. And we have given that book, defeated said book, and given it to the proper caretaker. For it was a name. We must be careful. And I think that the librarian will need this book in the end to properly find all the named books that have more powers to them.
Let's go upstairs.
There's no other glowing books in this pile?
Nothing in this pile, and it's eerily quiet on the rest of this floor, aside from a couple of the paintings on the other side of the room being tilted. The rest of the space looks as if it was taken great care of, very dust-free on this floor. And apologies for the lighting shift and explosion. One of the werewolf ghosts here was having fun amongst the cabling.
Ah, it's spookier.
It's spookier. It's now orange instead of a glowing blue.
Are the paintings tilted the same direction?
No, they look as if someone had bumped them and was just frustrated. So they're tilted in all sorts of directions. Some of them slightly, some of them drastically, and you can tell because of the wall behind having a different coloration, as if they had been moved not too long ago.
I'd like to rogue powers investigate this.
Rogue powers investigate. You do see, as you're poking at each of the paintings, similar patterns as if you were to be looking for something hidden behind a painting. So some of the paintings are slid way out and kind of stuck because they're lighter, and you would have pushed it far enough out to see if someone had hidden a safe or even something small behind certain paintings. One, however, is set straight perfectly, and it's one of the smaller paintings, as if it hadn't been touched. As you're going through, you notice that one specifically as too small of a painting for the space that it's in.
I say back to the group, well, someone was looking for something like
Clearly.
this. Well, I mean, like behind the paintings and stuff. And then I want to flip the small one.
As you go to move the small one and you put your hand on it, it doesn't turn as if it's been hung on a hook, but you do notice that it does slide up as if it's almost on a track. And as you slide it up, there's a tiny little slot that has a piece of paper sticking in it. And the piece of paper only has enough space to have a small message.
I don't want to pick it up, but I do want to read it.
How do you wish to remove this folded piece of paper from the slot?
Oh,
to
folded.
read it?
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow into the into the hole for it until.
I need.
Just
Would
like
I
an
see
N64
what? Would I
cartridge.
see what's going on?
Yep.
You probably see that. Yes.
I'll go over and I'll pull it out.
Thadric, as you're like blowing at the wall, the goat Valari walks up and pulls it out. And do you want to hold it, set it down, eat it?
I make like I'm gonna start to chew it as a joke, but
Well, I guess that's not trapped.
As you're able to take a look at the paper Valari pulled out, it does say that death awaits those who search for the books. And that's it. On the back side, there's a smudge that looked like someone had put a calling mark or a symbol to call out who they are, but it's smudged from the saliva of Valari's grasp.
see, books are bad.
We just have to make it clear we're not looking for the books, but for something else. And then that's not true at all.
I call out to the empty room. We don't want the books.
You hear the same.
Collect them.
No, we want to end whatever this nonsense is.
You hear the same cackling laugh as the shadow you'd met minutes ago had done when he left. And Garth, you hear a whisper next to you as if someone is standing right over your shoulder. Check your arm.
I look at the arm that doesn't have a glove on it.
Completely fine.
It's fine.
Oh. Check the other arm.
You notice the glove that once barely went to the base of the hand is now almost all the way up to the elbow and is slowly growing up your arm.
Oh.
That doesn't look good. Here. I take the fabric and I try to like gently slide as far away from his skin as possible my blade along the seam.
As you attempt to press the blade under the fabric, you draw a tiny bit of blood because it is so tight to his skin that it's almost part of him at this point.
That's very interesting. Can I want to summon forth a firebolt just in this hand.
Yep.
And see if it burns the fabric at all.
As you summon a firebolt into your hand, as you might have practicing, you feel the heat, and it seems to kind of envelop around the hand and dissipate, as if it's not allowing you to attack yourself.
Well, that's very interesting. But also, we should probably move quickly if you want to have a super helpful spellcaster for this whole adventure. Hey, Thadric, are you going to open that, or are we going to move along?
I guess let's go upstairs.
You don't want to open the lock?
What lock?
Sorry, I thought there.
No,
Didn't you say there was a lock?
there's just a little note that was in a slot.
Oh, a slot. I thought I heard
yeah.
lock.
I also heard lock.
Never mind.
Apologies.
Was the slot big enough to hold a book?
No, the slot was big enough to hold what would be maybe a letter or two. So just like a little paper stash of sorts.
That's weird to hide, but okay, upstairs.
As
No time for love, Dr. Jones.
As you're stomping up the stairs to the next level, quickly trying to figure out where this mystery leads, blood starts trickling down the stairs and then becomes like it's almost running down the stairs. But as it hits your boots, it doesn't stick and soak as if it were real blood. It sticks briefly as if it's a trick or a trap. And as you get up to the next level, the floor seems to be bubbling and oozing of a bloody nature. The books that you see here are much older, and as they shuffle through, a few of them spark and shudder. And it seems to be this is the floor where some of the bad-natured books have been kept.
Are there any glowing?
There's a couple glowing on this floor. They're moving about the room with the rest of the books. One of them has chains, ethereal chains wrapped around it. Another one glows with, it seems to be another enchantment on the outside. One of them glows yellow and the other glows a bright blue.
I've always liked blue. I would like to walk up if I can see the title of that book.
As you trudge through the Blood Not Blood, and you get closer to the books on one of the shelves near you start shuddering as if they want to fly off the shelf at you. The bindings are a bit worn on these. A few of them crackle and sparkle, and one kind of smokes up and catches fire a little bit as you come near it. They seem to be very reactive of those in the room.
I want to try something and put my gloved hand up towards those crazy books and just say, "Stop!"
As you place your hand on these books, they seem to almost obey you, but you feel a restrictedness kind of ripple across this leather, and you feel it now up into the shoulder and mid-chest of the arm that you placed, that the glove had been placed on.
We should move quickly.
I dive and grab one of the books.
As you dive and grab one of the books, it bounces around in your hand and shoots out and drops to the floor and opens up, and a poof of smoke twirls about the room and goes behind one of the bookcases. And then you hear a splat, clunk, splat, clunk, as if something is walking towards you from around the corner.
That, why?
I take my sword and I slash the book.
As you go to slash the book, it prevents you from slashing. Sparks shatter out about 3 or 4 inches above the book as you slash down on it. And as you do, around the corner where you're hearing the splat thunk, a hook catches the edge of the bookshelf, and a ghastly face peers around, missing a few teeth and wearing an eye patch. Ah, what is it that you're looking for? It looks around the room and takes stock. We're not on me vessel anymore. What are you scurvy scum doing in this place? What am I doing in this place?
What is your name?
Well, I'm the Great Redbeard. Don't confuse me with the Great Blackbeard.
Shuffles through the pages. Is the Great Redbeard somewhere?
It seems to have been placed on there and crossed off, not checked.
Placed on there, crossed off, not checked. Interesting.
What is it that you're doing here, and what have you done to me?
We didn't do anything.
Where's the witch?
What?
Where's the witch? Last I recall, I was talking to a witch.
What was her name?
I didn't catch her name.
What'd she look like?
Witchy-like. She was wearing a long-brimmed hat, and she was stirring a... Yes, and she was stirring a pot of a smoking substance, and I'd been sent there to find treasure. And as I went to reach for the chest next to her, she shouted something, and now I'm here.
You've been cursed. You might be dead.
Yes, probably dead if I'm being honest.
He looks down at his hands. Ah, that explains. The hand. Yes, the hand. That explains me. My complexion. Just thought it was not getting enough fruits in my diet.
No, that causes scurvy.
I will say, you see this book? And I point to his book. That's where you came from. It's the book of your life, and you seem to be trapped in it. We're looking for similar pieces of literature at the moment, which have some very, very powerful qualities. One turned our dog into a little figurine. One, and I hold up my hand, seems to have turned itself into a glove and attached itself to me and is slowly sucking my life away.
Is that a limb that you lost? Because this hook, and he holds up his hook hand. He goes, this hook could use a revamp.
Well, it's not a limb that I lost, but if I'm being honest, it might in the future be a limb that I lost.
Well, a hook will suit you fine. But I'm going to have to. And he starts reaching for swords that would have been at his side that are no longer there. He looks confused. Well, I guess the trick is on me. I was going to take you for all you're worth and gotcha.
Okay, bye! And I go up to close the book.
As you reach for the book, the encapsulation that you had hit with your sword dissipates and allows you to grab the book and close it. And as you close it, the ghastly figure turns into smoke and goes back into the book. And it starts shaking again.
Well, that was ghastly. Put it on the shelf.
Well, you said hurry, so I figured I'd just do it.
I mean,
Can you turn invisible?
me? No, I didn't prepare myself for that today, unfortunately. I know, I already checked.
There was another book here?
I can normally turn.
There are a few books on the shelf, yes. There's a few that are rattling. There's a few that seem to be like mumbling and snarling. There's a few others on the shelf that just seem to be sitting fairly silent, but one you almost think you see eyes kind of open and close on briefly.
Like human eyes or mimic eyes?
I'm clearly out of my depth. What do we do?
I go for the blue one.
The blue one is bouncing around and it comes nearby and it's got chains wrapped around it as if it seemed to have been sealed to protect whatever is or was possessing it. On the binding, you do see a name, and it does say something along the lines of Great Sorcerer something or other, but you can't quite see under the chains. And it does seem to be a bit worn where these bindings have been.
I mean, it's glowing, so I think I'm just gonna... I'll grab it with my already gloved, in my mind, lost hand.
As you grab at it with this gloved hand, the book sinks into the hand, and the glove turns metallic, and you feel it move quickly across your chest, and you start seeing a bit of a metal ripple down your arm on the other side.
Can I still move my hand?
You can still move your hand, but you do feel as you're moving it that at one moment, as you're just kind of flexing it out, your hand grasps tight, and you get a thumbs up as if something else is controlling your arm for that moment, and then the hand turns to you and gives you a cheeky little wave.
Garth?
What? I grabbed the hand and kind of pulled it in. Nothing's wrong.
As you're grabbing the hand and pulling it in, it's slowly attempting to give the bird to nearby, and you're covering it, just like don't worry.
Everything's fine. But maybe just in case, I send Mage Hand over to one of the other books.
The mage hand that you send out does not look like your hand. Instead, it's a large clawed hand that looks more like an orc figure. And it goes and grabs the other floating book and holds on to it without being consumed. And it brings it over instead in front of Ari.
Books are bad.
You have no control over it at this point. And as you're starting to say something, Garth, you feel a grasp around your neck as the metallic growth is grabbing you. Your hands aren't, but the growth is going up on your neck and starting to control what you're saying.
I'm going to then... Okay, I'm going to just...
Is the glove still visible on him, or is
it's now metallic.
But like, okay, so if I go up and try to like pull on it, like if I'm like
if you
pulling on it,
bite and pull on it, it looks like a very thin, like metallic leather on here.
So I'm biting and pulling on it.
Garth feels you bite onto the fingers, and you don't feel like you're pulling anything but skin at this point.
Oh.
Ow!
And I let go and I go, books are bad.
I would like to, since the hand is floating near Ari, I just want to, like, release the spell.
You can't at this point, as it controls your hand and it
control of
keeps a focus in that hand. And the hand glows, the metallic-y glow, and it keeps your mage hand up. But you feel that you've released the spell, so it's almost as if whatever is possessing you is now holding that mage hand.
I would like to use my other hand
Yep.
to cast Catapult. Because it's only a somatic spell. And try to use one of the non-glowing books to knock the glowing book away from Ari.
Alright. Please roll to hit.
I ain't touching that.
It's a long shot. I believe technically it's a dex save on the mage hand's part.
It's a dex save on the mage hand's part. Alright.
What does that even mean?
This is so weird.
It is a 15.
Blast. That beats it.
The book drops slightly, the hand just kind of rotates it, and the book that you'd sent towards Ari hits her right in, like, the neck, right where it connects to her shoulder.
Okay, wait. I have my sword out and I'm backing away from that thing. Because I said I'm not touching it. I am actively avoiding this book.
What touched you?
I got this.
Well-
Thadric will run up and grab the mage hand book.
Thadric, as you grab the mage handbook, the book tries to fight out of your grasp, but you have grabbed it with intention, and it explodes. And as it explodes, you think that you've done good here, but all of the particles then shoot into your chest. And as they shoot into your chest, you feel as if the world is getting far bigger around you, and you begin to shrink. And you are now shrinking down to about half your size, and you stand about the height of Garth.
And I look at him and I go, books are bad. Because that's all I've got.
With that, Thadric, you have a -1 to your strength.
Garth really wishes he could say to Valari right now, if you had eaten them, this would have happened to you.
But
Now-
if I had burned them...
Now, the books are rattling and shuddering on the shelves, and the books next to Garth and Valari and Thadric sit quiet and still, as if there's a power emanating from each of you that they're either afraid of or respectful of.
From me?
From each of you, you have the dog as a book on your collar.
Oh.
Garth has a book engulfing him, and Thadric is now small, and his chest plate glows brightly of the yellow of the book.
I have 2 books, technically.
Technically. 2 books, quickly, dissolving away your essence.
I grab Thadric. Guys, we gotta go. I attempt to give Thadric a piggyback ride. And I try to grab her collar and his collar and go to the stairs because I'm the only normal-sized non-cursed.
I can walk faster than any of you.
Yeah, but you're a willful sheep.
A willful sheep.
How'd you guys get so big?
Garth, you're able to speak now as you feel the hold on your voice dissipate.
Hey, it seems that these books are very much cursed. Are there any other glowing in this section?
Not in this section or floor, but you feel that what's pulling across your chest and arms and making its way down your back, it's trying to take you up the stairs to the next level.
I feel like no matter what, I will be going to the next level.
Then we're going with you.
Ari, if you stay in between the three of us, perhaps you will be safer. I know it sounds weird, but the magic in us may deflect any of them from coming for you.
Okay.
Let's move quickly, please.
If only I had more distance weapons.
As you make it up the stairs, Valari, you're starting to feel that you'll be moving back into your normal self. Your feet turn back into hooves, and your ears start to shrink down.
They were already hooves.
No, they were feet.
No, they were hooves.
And your goat-like qualities start becoming a bit more tiefling. Your tail gets a bit longer, and you feel that in the next minute or two, you will be back to yourself. As you're making bye. As you're making your way up the stairs, you hear a crackling behind you, as if there's a bonfire happening. But the way the rotation of the stairs is, you're not able to see very well until you make it up to the top.
It wasn't me.
Do I?
We get to the top.
You get to the top, and as you get to the top, the crackling seems to move closer quite quickly. I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Does she still have my neck?
I mean, if you turn human, I'm gonna let go.
Does she? Well, I'm not turning human.
18 is good.
18 is good. Maybe.
I'm
You know
small.
what? Oh,
Wow.
I have a feet.
You said
You
dexterity.
should have 2 of them. Yep.
I
will be-
rolled.
Yeah, we all have feet, Nathan.
Okay, that's better.
Do you want my numbers?
21 is good.
Just a second.
Oh. Sorry, Penguin Witch Doctor.
All right. Numbers, please.
20.
21, 21.
18.
18.
18. Astro has a 16 on the dice.
All right. You all save, but you do take 9 points of damage each as a fireball blows up around you.
9.
And
Neat.
as that fireball blows up, you hear...
I don't have feet. I have hooves.
You have hooves now. You see on the other side of the platform a shadowy figure. This time, the hands are out to either side, and there seems to be a fireball brewing in each. A smile again goes big across the face, far bigger than it should, and it laughs similarly to the laugh you'd heard a bit before. And you all hear, "I told you, the books will take you. They're yours now. But soon you will be part of the library with the rest of us." And the figure kind of looms backwards down a hallway. This seems to be a spot where the stairs can lead up, but there's a hallway that leads, what seems to be another tower if you go down it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't want to share a library with this guy. If I'm gonna be stuck here, he's not gonna be here.
Wasn't he smaller before?
He was. He's getting bigger and more powerful.
Well, no, he's
Oh.
smaller.
Cedric got smaller.
But that's helpful to know too.
Mm-hmm. All of you see that he's bigger this time.
Uh-oh. All right, let us go.
Yep. As you go, he watches you run down this hallway away from him. As you enter the new tower.
I thought we were following him.
Oh, you were following him. Yes, he dissipated up against the wall across away
Yeah,
from the tower.
I thought we
across away
were-
from the hallway.
Going like upstairs though.
Gotcha.
So, do you go down the hall opposite of him, or up the stairs, or at him?
He dissipated.
He like floated backwards and kind of dissipated as like a shadow against a wall now.
I just think we keep going.
Yeah, can't fight a shadow. Let's finish this. Let's
Well,
go to
I
this-
fight with a shadow.
Yeah, we're going up, right?
Going
Yeah.
up.
Bing, next floor.
As you make it up to the next floor, continuing to chase this shadowy being, you enter an open area. 100 feet in every direction is open on this floor. There's a few small sets of bookshelves here and there, a study desk here and there as well, but it's very sparse. And as you look from side to side, it almost seems as if it's a dome that comes up, and the next level is a good 7 or 8 stories of stairs to climb in order to get to that next level. You're in a large dome for this one, and at the edges of this dome glow bright colors, each matching books that you have picked up or have acquired. There is one bright, glowing red book, however, floating off by a side where each of the other colors don't seem to have a book next to it.
Okay.
I start going towards that book.
As you go towards that book, I need whoever is moving forward to make 2 dexterity saves.
Dang. So I need to make 2 of them?
2 of them.
22 and 18.
22 and 18. You narrowly dodge 2 books as they fly off the shelves at you. Anyone else following Garth as he trudges forward?
I was.
All
I will
right.
go, but I did not do nearly as well. Got
I'm
a
just
12 and
gonna
a 10.
stay. I imagine. Ari, where are you? Are you staying in the center?
I'm in the center right now, yeah.
Okay, because I figure I'm staying there because Garth basically said she's vulnerable without us. So
I did say that.
I'm like,
Thadric, you take 14 points of damage as one book hits you upside the head and another hits you at the ankles and topples you.
now can I burn them?
Volari, you are about to your full form. You do have a tuft of fuzz on your neck still.
Okay.
It's called a beard.
Nope, it's
What
wool.
floor is this red book?
Can I burn them?
The red book is, like I said, almost 100 feet out.
Don't do it. I'm the only one who hasn't touched a book.
Garth,
Besides
you're about
you now.
you're about halfway there.
So-
Thadric is right with you. At the back is Volari and Ari.
In the middle of the room.
I think we make a dash for it.
Dash for
It's
what?
either the book controlling the shadow or the final piece of the puzzle that we must solve.
Ugh. Fine.
I want to pull my mace and have it like a baseball bat.
All
As I
right.
continue to run forward, and anything that comes at me, I'm gonna Babe Ruth it out of there.
Might as well.
It's gonna be.
I'm holding my shield.
You're holding your shield and you're running forward. Ari, as you run forward, I need 2 dexterity saves.
I've got my crossbow in one hand.
A 10
10, all right.
My little one.
and a 15.
10 and a 15. You barely dodge a book as it goes across the top of your head as you duck, but the second one hits you clean in the gut. You take 11 points of damage from that. Valari, are you running forward as well?
No, I'm standing in the center
Standing
with
in the
my
center.
crossbow because
All right.
I'm not gonna risk not being able to cast spells.
As you all run forward and get about 60 or 70 feet to the 100 feet range, a ghostly figure of a large eye with multiple eye tentacles floats in front of you, between you and the book. And the same large, creepy grin that's too big for a normal human face seems natural on this beast. Its ghastly flesh is rotting away from its carcass as it seems to not be in its full power state, but still an adversary nonetheless.
And it's only 100 feet from me?
It is about 60 feet from you, flat. It's about 25, 30 feet from the rest of the group.
I want to fire a bolt right into the center.
Right into the center of the largest eye. So it's one large eye with a big grin and then a bunch of tentacles with eyes.
Yeah, I want to, like...
All right, please roll to hit.
Oh, no. Can I... Hang on.
Yep.
Because that's not going to do anything. I know that for a fact. I want to... Can I use my Ties of Chaos now to use advantage?
Not before or not after your roll, I believe. It's before your roll.
Okay, well, I will use points to cast a spell
As a bonus action?
a bonus action
Okay.
then. Let me let you know what I'm gonna try.
And the rest of you may roll for initiative at this point.
Thank you.
Ooh.
I want to use
I'm going very last.
You know what? Let's go with my chromatic orb
All right.
at level 3.
Level 3 is a bonus action.
Please work. Come on. Oh no! That's literally not gonna work. That's a 10.
A 10. You cast Chromatic Orb, and it blasts a hole into the wall behind this thing. And outside, you see the moonlight shine through this creature. And you almost see a messed up skeleton behind. And Valaria is furious right now.
Okay, yeah, because I just rolled like 3 2s in a row on my d20. Like,
And
what the heck is
does
going
your
on?
D100 tell you?
Unicorn? It says 68.
68. All right. You cast Mirror Image.
Ooh, so there's 2 of me?
I will read you what Mirror Image
No,
gets
that's
you.
doppelganger, isn't it?
Pretty good.
Mirror Image duplicates yourself. 3 illusory duplicates of yourself appear in your space. Until the spell ends, the duplicates move with you and mimic your actions, shifting positions, so it's impossible to track which one of you is real. You can use your action to dismiss them. Otherwise, each time a creature that targets you with an attack has to roll a d20 to determine if that hits you or one of your targets. There's more to it, and we can play
You'll
with
have
that
to
as
help me
goes.
with it.
Yeah?
But Penguin Witch Doctor says I owe you one. I disagree because it's a random table that I rolled on, and he does not alter that. So
I do once in a while, but no, you got this time.
I earned it
You
by
earned
being
it.
a sheep and being small and by losing my hair.
Many times, and feather beards. Yeah, this table's not very kind.
It's not been kind to me.
Yeah, so now there's 4 Valaris standing in the middle of the room, and no one knows who the real one is except her.
What?
Perfect. Now let's get our initiatives here.
19.
19 for Ari. Garth.
11.
11.
Oh.
Thadric.
4.
4. Valari.
I got a 4.
Okay.
Astro got a 13 total.
13 total. All right. Here we go. Rolling initiative. Ari, at the top of the turn order, what would you like to do?
Kill him.
Kill him.
If you have other options, what would you... No. All right, what would you like to do?
I've got my sword. That's all I do.
You've got your sword. You're going to go...
Hashtag basic, hashtag fighter,
Sword
hashtag
it.
slash.
So you're about 25 feet away.
That fail.
Critical fail, you mean?
Yeah.
That's a nat fail.
A nat
A
fail.
natural fail.
I like that.
As
A natural blonde.
as you
Nice.
charge up to swing, you get nervous as you look at this thing, and you loosen your grip just a little bit, and you end up dropping your sword about 15 feet behind you, and you get up and you swing and realize there's nothing in hand.
What? You just did that so I couldn't take my second swing.
I mean, you did roll a nat 1.
Well, I haven't done anything, so I'm going back and I'm picking up my sword.
I mean,
Well,
you could always
You
try and
did
smash him with a shield.
you did run 25 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my movement is 30.
So you can back up 5 feet, and your sword is about 10 feet behind you still.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. All right. Astro is standing next to the now 4 Oh no, Astro is not in this battle. Sorry, Astro is on.
Sorry, that was my fault because I rolled,
No, that's
but
fine.
in
That's fine.
case.
Yep. Garth, it is your turn.
Yay! I feel like I at least know of these creatures.
Mm-hmm. You probably do.
So I'm going to try to move as far off to its side as possible.
Okay.
Because I don't know, like I see the undeadness and I've heard rumors of how those work, but I'm not totally sure. I want to try and get a spell up and away.
Okay.
So I'm going to just try a fire bolt as a test of can I still use magic here.
Okay.
So I will fire it, and then you can tell me if it hits or not.
All right. Good.
Let's see. A 15 to hit.
It does hit.
It does hit?
It does hit.
Lovely. Garth is feeling just a little bit more confident about what is to come. And
makes
so
me nervous.
he shall roll his 2d10 damage. 12 points of fire damage on the
12
big
12
toothed
points
baddie.
of fire damage. You see the hit, and you have confidence hit you as you go, ooh, I know I can hit this thing. Now, it is this undead beholder ghost who looks at you and turns as you had made a hit on him and you see a few of his eyes light up, and they kind of spark between each of the eyes, as if he's not sure which eye he's going to attack you with. But he lights up a bright red eye at the top of his head, and you must make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh. We're gonna use my lucky feat again. 18.
18. You dive out of the way as the beam scorches the floor in a perfect circle where you were standing, and as it hits the floor, that bit of the floor turns into a fine gray dust and falls below.
Oh.
And is now an empty hole about 7 or 8 feet across.
Oh my.
Volari. All of the Volari.
My turn.
All of the Volari, yes.
Do they make actual attacks with me? But they're illusory.
They're illusory.
So they just pretend to shoot arrows?
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Well, that should hit because
What'd you roll?
that is a 19 total.
19 total. It does hit. What are you hitting with? And
Well, okay, yeah, it was my crossbow initially. Sorry. Oh, so it was a 17. not a
17
19.
hits. One D8. Yeah, 5. 5 damage.
Yeah,
All right.
but I want to use 2 more sorcery points this time.
2 more sorcery points. Now that you've gotten them all back from that magic.
Yeah, not good for you.
Wow, magic.
Wow, magic in here. Yeehaw.
And can you guess what I'm gonna do?
Chromatic orb.
Heck yeah.
All right. You're gonna chromatize me with what?
Chromatite. Lightning, of course.
Lightning.
Well, you know what? It's Halloween. Let's go with acid.
All right.
And
drop
that
it.
will hit because it's a nat 20.
Come on. Okay. You have a nat 20.
Fight's over.
But I cast it at level 3.
I'll watch you check that box.
So that's 48 space.
4d8 space.
Yeah.
So 32.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, it's 5d8 space because it's 3d8 and it's a first level spell and I cast it at 3, so it's 5d8s.
5.
So that's 40. Plus I've got to roll 5d8s, which is funny because I only got 4 out. I was like, I don't need.
Penguin Witch Doctor's 24 d8s. Gets him 105 damage.
So I have to roll 1 more after this one. Okay.
Huh?
Well, there's an 8 and a 6. That's 14, 16, 23.
Michael Jordan.
Plus another 8 is 31.
All
so
right.
that's 71
71
points of damage.
71 points of acid damage.
You see a green ripple across this ghastly figure, and it kind of shifts back and forth, but keeps its form ever so slightly. Valar, you're not allowed to attack anymore. You're a goat again. Thadric, it's your turn.
Does she have to roll wild magic?
At this, yes, she does. Thank you. That was a big hit. You have to roll wild
Thanks,
magic.
Nathan.
Yeah, thank. Trick or
Always
treat.
gets to do like freaking 70 points of damage. I have yet to accomplish that, even as a giant ape.
I did 120 one time. It's a
Collect our
44.
homework, teacher.
44.
Rolling double numbers all night.
Each creature within 30 feet takes 1d10 necrotic damage.
Do I roll the d10 or do
You
they
roll the d10. The only creatures
Technically, she's really far from us. Nobody's.
the only
close to her.
creatures within 30 feet
It's
are
astral.
her duplicates.
Which is good because a D10 potentially could drop me.
Woo!
Well, it's only 3. So.
All of your mirror images explode.
That's
but
it?
You get 3 points of health back for each one. So you get 9 points of health
Did
back.
I lose health when they, went?
No, but you get 9 points of health.
What? So I gained all that health that we took from that dexterity save.
There you go. You got 9 points of health back. Look at you.
Look at that.
Thadric, how are you doing there, buddy?
How far away from the shadowy dude am I?
You had rushed up, so you're about 30 feet out.
Okay. Bonus action.
Bonus action time.
Searing Smite as a 3rd level.
Alright.
And then I'm gonna just go at him with my mace. But I'm gonna utilize that inspiration from earlier.
Oh yeah.
And that's just
Alright.
that gives me advantage, right?
It does.
Yep.
It does give you advantage.
Yeah, so let's see how this does. Listen to those dice roll.
Mm.
Oh. That is a 19 on the die.
Boom,
So
baby.
25 to hit.
It misses. It has to. No, it hits. You win. You hit. You hit.
You win.
Yes.
You sunk my battle.
Okay, it's gonna
B8.
take
No.
initially of regular damage. It's gonna take 8 regular, just plain old boring
Straight
damage.
up boring damage. All right.
But then the other thing kicks in. It gets a Constitution save, I believe.
All right.
Nope. Next round it will get a Constitution save.
All right. Okay.
This round it's going to take 9 points of fire damage.
9 points of fire damage plus 8 base damage.
Fire, burning fire.
All
And
right.
then the start of its round it will take 1d6 until I end the spell, or you save out of it
Okay.
at the end of your turn.
As you smash into this thing, causing a bunch of damage, you see fire ripple up through as it hits each of the eyes on the head. Each eye glows, and the eyes point to everyone in the room. So individually, you have an eye on you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, this is bad.
There's a
Doesn't-
purple ray that points straight down at you, Thadric. Please roll a Constitution saving throw.
That's a nat 20, my friend.
A nat 20. You
It
are
modifies out to 20.
as the purple ray comes down and hits you. You absorb it all, but you feel your joints stiffen for a brief moment, as if it tried to paralyze you.
Gross.
Ew.
We look to Valari as an orange beam comes down on you. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Are you sure it's not charisma? That is a 12.
A 12. You are deathly afraid of this thing, and you
No,
want to
I'm
run away as far as you can on your turn.
No, I don't.
Ari, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as a beam of blackness comes your direction.
25?
25. You absorb this black beam.
Or 21, sorry.
21. You absorb this black beam, but you still feel the pain it causes. And
22.
21, 22. All right, all of that works.
She doesn't have like me.
You get 20 points of necrotic damage as you absorb this beam. Thankfully, you saved.
Oh wait, me having to make that save, that's not taking damage, is it right?
You didn't take damage.
Just making sure it
you
doesn't
do-
classify.
Valari, you have the red ray that burned a hole in the floor point at you. I need you to make a dexterity save, please.
Again?
Oh, sorry. Who's the last one? It's Garth. It was Garth. That red beam. Sorry. I was looking down my list and I saw it out of order here. Garth, that red beam comes back at you again. Dexterity save, please.
I'm gonna use my last lucky. Didn't help. That's gonna hit me. Yeah, it's only an 8 max.
An 8 max.
What? Let me just double check because I have a whole bunch of different things here.
This is why he made the armor class. He chose the monster with such a low armor class.
No, that won't help me. No, that won't help me.
Because it's like attack.
No,
It's okay. I know Revivify.
Oh, okay. It hits me.
It hits you. Garth, you take 32 points
Ugh,
of damage.
so much damage.
Whoa.
You said 32?
32. Are you still standing?
Yep.
32 points of damage as the beam blasts you and nearly catches you completely on fire. At this point, this zombie beholder explodes and dissipates.
Oh no.
The final red book hovers towards its new masters, and you hear a light cackling from this book. And as it gets closer, the book blasts open, and a figure rises from the book, and it is a elven man, one that some of you may recognize.
What? No.
It is one Keth Malhenso.
Yep.
And he grins and stares the group down. It seems that I've rid your group of at least one member. But my power grows weaker here.
You haven't killed none of our group.
Where is your elven friend that...
None of your business. I pick up my sword and I stare at him threateningly.
Say, but you sure as heck didn't kill him.
And as that may be, he is no longer with you, so I feel success in these last moments. And the book kind of flutters in place and begins to sink to the floor.
But we got another friend.
Hey, Keth. Hey, Keth.
Yes.
How are your genitals?
That's a rather forward question.
My killing blow was a natural 20.
that's
Two.
With my blink dagger to his
Yep.
crotch.
crotch.
My...
And as the book kind of flutters and drops, his spectral figure wavers, and he goes, "Well, I've at least won out here."
Can I burn it? Garth, can I burn it?
I slash at his spectral figure.
You slash at his spectral figure, and as you do, the power sinks back into the book and trickles out as a little bit of a pool of blood at the binding of the book. Garth, you feel the bindings on you release and drop to a standard leather glove on the ground. Thadric, you do have a moment where the room seems to get much smaller on you as you grow back to normal size, and as you do, in front of you drops a tiny vial glowing bright yellow, and that vial seems to be something of the similar nature that had entered your chest, and you're able to grab one shrinking potion.
Ooh.
And now, Valari, on your chest pocket where you've tucked the dog, it starts to wiggle and bounce and thump a little bit, and out of your pocket pops Astro. He drops to the floor, and he shakes and kind of looks around and gets hugged up by Valari, and he waggles his tail and sparkles blue, but not as if he was going to teleport anywhere, just in excitement. His energy glows bright. The book in Garth's bag stops smoking black, but it is in terrible disarray. The pages inside are unable to be read. Everything is basically destroyed. But as you're flipping through, within the book, there's a hollowed out section, almost as if someone had stashed something within it. And there you find a guard and hilt of a sword. No sword attached, but no blade attached, but there is a guard and hilt stuck into this book. And it glows and kind of echoes a voice. And as you reach in to touch it, you hear a voice in the back of your head, indistinguishable, say, "Sorry, my friend, I can't fight at the moment. I need a blade, but have no fear, we can fight together."
Why did Keth say he won here?
It's a good question. I find this blade interesting as well.
You mean the hilt?
Can I look at
Yes.
the glove?
Yeah, the glove is a very standard glove that seems to be fit to Garth's hand specifically.
Oh.
I take the glove with me.
There's unfortunately no sequins or beading on it, so you can't do your Michael Jackson thing, but it is one
It's all right.
one solo glove.
Is it a special glove?
Just a regular
It's a
leather
solo
glove.
glove?
It's just a
It's
regular.
a solo cup
Did
glove.
anything happen to me with the metal stuff? Because I had the leather glove and then the metal started to happen.
You don't notice anything at the moment with the metal, just the leather glove had fallen.
Okay.
But you don't, as you peek in your shirt, you don't see anything trying to take over your body.
I know.
We should get down to the librarian.
Mm-hmm. The smoking has stopped. Perhaps he would know the answer to everything that has happened.
Cool.
Can I take the red book as well? The Book of Keth?
Yeah, the Book of Keth, as you look at it, it does say Keth Mohenzo on the binding. And it no longer glows, and it opens just like a book, and you can flip through it and see some of the chapters of his life, and you see at the very end about taking a blink dagger as the final blow.
Wait,
Doesn't
wait,
say
wait,
where.
wait. You said if you destroy a book, then it erases that person from existence?
It's
We don't
merely a
know.
hypothesis.
I mean, why not test it?
But if we erase that existence, then we erase ever
Us.
having come to the dimension that we are in once we leave this dimension.
You mean we could go home?
It's possible. I do not know. I do not want to
Let's
even
go to the
try
librarian.
without discussing it with the librarian first.
I start to go down the stairs.
As you rush to the stairs and start walking down, you realize you're only one flight from the main floor.
Wait, what?
These spooky buildings.
That's convenient. I mean, we've been going up so many stairs.
Librarian?
I wanted to slide down that banister, though.
Better than a walk down.
Multiple floors
For
of
like-
just
For
sliding
like
down.
40 floors.
you lose balance and suddenly take 10d8s of falling damage of multiple levels. Whoops! And that's how we lost Thadric. It wasn't to a battle; it was just a banister.
It's a Home Alone incident.
A paint can came out of nowhere. As you make your way down, the librarian looks to you and kind of peeks up, and the dome that you were just in now is just another few floors upwards. And it doesn't go infinitely, it only goes up about 6 flights. And the librarian looks across the group. So I see that you've stopped whatever it is here.
The
What-
ghosts got busted.
But more importantly, what happens if we were to destroy one of the books?
Excuse me, it's dusty in here.
Bless.
Thank you. Why would one destroy a book?
Well, because that person was really evil, and then if it erases their existence, then maybe we could go home?
Is this person still alive?
No.
Then you'd be destroying a history book, and nothing magical there. Once I finish a book, it's
doesn't erase
done.
the life that they had.
No, but if you destroy a book
his
that
ghost
is...
was in this book. Like, he's dead, and his ghost is still around.
I hand him the book. I think you'll understand when you see this.
But he said he won.
He quickly peeks into the book and flips to the last page. There is a final full stop here. He's gone.
But he said he won.
Well, the full stop means this is nothing more than a history book. Burn it, eat it, throw it in the trash. It is a book, nonetheless.
Now, okay, but he was the one. Look, and I pull out the other book. This is Stop Smoking. This leather glove had been a book. I pull out the other book. This book was full of names of books and people.
A book
all
ate
of
him,
which
and then it
had
all
some
turned...
sort of magical abilities.
And I point at Astro and I go, and a book ate him and turned him into a little thing.
Well, whatever was causing these changes was a powerful evil, and the smoking book, may I see it?
Yes, of course.
He grabs it from you quickly and starts flipping through. There's a carving in the pages. Was there anything in it?
Wait, did I take out the hilt? Oh, okay, yes, this hilt.
He
It
steps
spoke to me.
He steps back and doesn't touch it and looks at all of you. Well, the previous owner of this book seems not to own whoever they are now. The hilt is what contains their essence, and this book saved them from complete annihilation. So you hold tight to whoever that person is.
Can you put them in the library?
I cannot. They are now entombed within that hilt, and they will be your trusted friend or servant unless they were evil, and in which case you may be their entrusted friend or servant. Did it speak death upon you as you touched it?
No, it spoke aid. It
Well.
said with a blade it could assist.
Well, either it's a very kind soul, or you may have bumped into them in a previous life.
So our jobs here's done? You good?
Well, the remainder of this book will go into rotation, and hopefully we can restore truth to their life.
Can I go to... I want to specifically... Because he said that one thing, and I think we've lost one person that was very close to us. I wish to specifically look to see if there's any remnants or even pieces of the name Ibrin in the book.
Within the book?
Yeah.
As you dig through the book and scour all of the pages before the librarian puts it back on the shelf, you notice each of your names within the book. So whoever this person is had come in contact with you. You do notice Ibrin within the book as well. But many of the sentences and half sentences you can get give no direction as to who this person is or was.
All right. All right. Well, you are satisfied, good librarian?
I believe so. Was there anything else that had dropped from any of the other books as you defeated them? Anything
I
that
didn't touch any books.
I got this glove.
That is a fine leather glove. I do hope you find a match.
I got a potion.
Oh, that is quite a wonderful one, huh? I've seen that one once in my entire existence, which is forever. That potion is an infinite potion of growth and shrinkage. You may decide to grow or shrink and take a sip. It will come back after a week or so. The vial is the magical part, and the potion is up to you to have fun with.
Garth, do you have 2 single left-handed gloves now?
You have the one that you can see things through.
Yes, well, that one is a pair. And I've got
Oh,
two
yes, it is.
pairs.
It is
I've
a
got
pair.
one pair of gloves and then one plain leather glove. That only for the left hand. Yes, yes, those things. I will say another book had become a part of me. I started to turn metal, but no sign of that one.
Well, if spookiness comes about again, let me know. You just have to call out, and I'll be there. I've been watching every word that is in your books.
Who are we gonna call?
Someone else.
The
Do we say
librarian.
librarian? Do we click our heels?
You,
3 times?
You may call even the Ghostbusters if you wish, but
A what?
Aren't we the Ghostbusters?
yes, you are. But you may just call out, and I will be there.
Ah.
I'm watching every word that is written to your pages, as you have helped me in the past. And Sir Thadric, they all learned something about themselves last time. Take this note, and he hands you a note. Read it when you wish. It gives you some insight into your life that you may not know about. I wish you the best of travels. Good luck. And the front door creaks open, and the misty smoke is right at the entrance of the door. And the librarian lets out a sigh. Well, it's been too long, and we will eventually meet again, I hope.
Yes. But one of these times, perhaps under pleasant circumstances.
Well, if you do wish to have a tea, call out. Let me know. I'm here.
Indeed. Indeed I shall.
What's
I
this?
don't understand it either, and I think it's a
I learned
symbol
it-
from
I learned it
maybe
from-
this is message or something. I don't remember.
I learned it from a man named Steve who had come through here unintentionally.
Steve.
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 Frickin' Steve.
All right now. Oh, hey, quick question, librarian, before we go. I know it's very late and we need to be going. You haven't happened to read anything about like a giant explosion, the very one we're on our way to investigate?
I have, and I am not able to tell you much about it because if one divulges too much of the story, it could implode one's book. But I have given you a few hours head start as you walk through that door. The devils
Enough
that
time for a long rest, perhaps?
the devils that you have encountered, they're dispatched of. The unfortunate guards that have been around you, still gone. But you'll be safe on the next hill up from your original encampment.
Ah,
Thank you.
thank you, good friend.
It's the least I could do for old friends and a new friend as well. And he steps back and sits down and continues to catch a book out of the air and grab the quill and put a final dot and throw the book up in the air and continue with a slow stream of books he's writing endings to.
So morbid.
Well, we've got much more ahead of us, shall we?
He gives a light wave as you all walk out the door, and then kind of points so you see there's a shelf with a handful of books on it, and you each recognize your name on the shelf, and another book floats over and it does say Thadric, Demas Thaddeus on the binding. There's a golden shielding around these books as he keeps them close and safe. Another book floats over, and it says Astro, the pup. And finally, another book floats nearby and settles in outside of the golden hue. And this book has no title on the end. He looks up questioningly, and the smoke and darkness starts pulling you out the door. And he steps up and is looking at the book. We must find out where this... And the door slams in front of you.
Bum, bum, bum.
What do you think he was gonna say?
Ori has something to tell us.
And now, on top of this hill, the night is a brisk evening. A cool breeze comes across. There's one lone tree, and somehow Linus is already set up with a pillow goblin standing out front, holding a small bowl of candies.
They're evolving quite rapidly.
And the pillow goblin is looking around as if he doesn't even know how he got here. And he holds out the bowl of candies, and you can see off to the south the little patch of trees that you had just been in before meeting the librarian. An explosion had happened there about the same time of battle that you would have been there, giving you that head start across the way and a cool evening for you to rest.
Well, that worked out well.
And with that, players, is there anything you wish to do, say, or quote before retiring to bed?
It's important to remember that when we're talking about players' deaths, we need to be cinematically
All right, Matt.
dramatic.
We're done.
Good night.
And with that,
I take a candy.
you take a candy and head inside. And with that, as you collect your treats and find the beds made exactly to your liking within the enormous fort of Linus, we thank you for tuning in to the Stumble on Inns Here Be Dragons. We look forward to seeing you, guess what, in a week.
Yep.
Wait,
Next.
that's just like 7 days.
That's 7 days instead of like 21 or whatever it was between these last ones, because we play on
Right.
first and thirds. And we're back to first and thirds. So we will see you on the first weekend of November. The first Saturday of November, I should say, because tomorrow's technically November. But, you know,
Yeah.
Go
Well, if we
vote.
go long enough tonight, we can see them.
perfect.
If you're in the
We
United
only
States,
need to go for a couple more
make sure to
hours.
vote.
Just saying.
Yeah, if you're in the United States or anywhere else that allows you to do your voting, do that. Represent you and your country. It's important for us here in the States. So that's happening this week. Otherwise, stay safe in COVID quarantine season, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you for your support, and check us out on social. Heads up, we've got a lot of stuff to give away this season, so keep an eye on social. There may be something popping up soon.
Boop, boop.
And with that,
Are we gonna raid?
we're going to raid. Is there someone online to raid? Who wants to show off our sponsors quick as I'm raiding?
Do
Really
believe
quick, I wanna-
dragons and things might-
Yes, we've got some spooky things in space happening. But let's just thanks Caffeinated Cobalt for keeping us going. Thank you Blacksmith Craft Dice for keeping us rolling so strong. And thank you
critical treasures. What?
for giving-
Thank you.
for so much classy nerdiness.
Alrighty. I have attempted to initiate the raid. If they're online, here it goes.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
If not, check out the Dad Network when they're playing, and we will see you soon.